Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday, aka Freestyle Friday. We got a special guest in the building as well for the important week. I mean, Cowboys Nation, we got to get a lick back, maybe. I'm just saying, we're going to break it down, tear into it. Hopefully, your week's been great. Thank you for coming through. And ultimately, nothing more, nothing less. It is time to start the show.
BJ Nix, are you here?
Present.
Present. Spoonie, Timothy Spoonie.
Present, sir.
Margaret and Mary. Do we have a Margaret and Mary?
Yes. And the margaritas.
All right. Class here. We're ready. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
And the Cowboys have it. It's Parsons on top of it. And with that being said, we are live for an action-packed. And I don't know, guys, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. I'll get to some names here in a second. And we'll get to our guest over here as well. Man, I don't know. I've been wrecking my brain all week really quickly. Week 5, I've been trying to figure out, is there a bigger game that the Cowboys have had in a week 5? I just don't know. It's... Yeah, Mary, can you think of one? Anybody can think of one? Week 5.
Week 5 is very early for us to have a game that could have implications for later in the season or in the playoffs. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, big facts, man. Super excited, super packed, ready to get at it. Steve on the building already said Knicks in the flesh, ready for that L. Pause. It's Friday.
What up, Steve?
Calm down. But don't worry, Steve-O. The link is there because one of the things we do here on YouTube on Freestyle Friday, we don't open up the lines. Here's what we don't do. We don't open up the call-in lines. We drop the link in the chat. Hit the StreamYard. I don't care. You got a tablet, phone, wherever you got. If you want to put your face on here, it does not matter. And you can join us. We'll rotate up and down the whole 9. And you can come up here, speak, ask questions, do what you got to do. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. With that being said, let me first and foremost, we have to roll the red carpet for Miss Gina V in the building. Miss Gina V, first and foremost, how are you doing on this Friday?
Thanks, Mary. Thank you very, very much. It's hot as. Can I swear on here?
Go. Let me tell you something right now. Spoonie absolutely is going to demonetize us with his sermon. So swear all you want to.
Oh, thank God. It's hot as fuck over here. Okay. So I was born and raised in San Francisco, and it's not even supposed to be hotter than like 75. That's a hot day for us. So it is like 90. So for us, that's like 120.
Right. Which is funny because I talked to my guy Eddie. He's in San Diego, by the way. And we do this thing. We do our spaces and everything over on Twitter, or our X, whatever the hell it's called these days. And we do a weather check. We've been having fun with this. He's like, "You want to do a weather check?" I said, "I think you're going to lose today." I'm over here in the greater East Texas area with that 81. He's like, "Shit, it's 89."
It's 77 here in great Dallas, Texas.
Oh, let's go. We got the weather over here. But with that being said, for those that don't know or they're not familiar with your game, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with your game. For those that don't know, Gina V, let them know where you at, where you rock, and where they can find you real quick before we get into it.
Yeah. So, well, I'm at Gina V. I just changed all my socials to the Gina V because I used to be Gina repping the Bay, but I rebranded. So, but yeah, I got a Gina V Productions, but basically it's me and Rod and Dan, Jordan and the Wise Soul and Dennis, aka Unk. We don't all rep the Niners, so we have Sports Laugh and Chill. And we're on YouTube. But yeah, we've got a really good thing going. So you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And you can, yeah, Gina, you like the Sharks. Hell, yeah, I've never been to a hockey game, but yeah, back in the day, I used to do a podcast where I did all Bay Area sports and I had to learn college. I had to learn all of it. So yeah, I love sports, but yeah, you can follow me at _Gina_V. So yeah,
there it is, ladies and gentlemen. As you see it right underneath her face, you see it right there. And of course, we know something about a little bit of a rebrand here. Once upon a time, the Star Game, now Pick Six Sports. So yeah, the struggles that come within that at times definitely feel that's no offense or buts about it. With that being said, though, let me spin the block here for their Fridays. And look, guys, for those long-term listeners here, I'm starting with Dom with the stuff. Dom, what's up, man? No smile. All black. I bet Dom. I'm willing to bet Dom has black Air Force Ones on right now.
He definitely does.
And I haven't even started shit talking yet. I was going to say something about that intro. I noticed you guys neglected to throw in your last two playoff losses against the Niners.
Well,
but
I did say get our lick back. I did say get our lick back, Gina. I mean, the lick back means we've taken some L's. I mean, I acknowledged it without putting a number on it. I mean, I said get our lick back. Come on now. Big game for us. I didn't say big game for y'all. I said big game for us. Dom, all business, no games. Is that what we're tonight, Dom?
He's got a serious face on.
I'm ready to shoot up. I'm ready to shoot up.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
This is the first
he's like,
time.
put me in, coach.
First time
I should have got the hoodie out, Mendoza.
since 2013 where a regular season NFL game has taken precedence over college football.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even prepared for a college football segment.
Oh, nice.
Okay, talk that talk.
Done. This is the week.
Look. Yeah, I mean, look, and shout out to my guy Eddie O, who's a huge USC fan out there in San Diego. He's like, yeah, I'll take a USC loss for a dub for Cowboys this weekend. I said, oh God, it's real in the field. With that being said, Mary Ella, Wednesday, a little flying under the weather, but I see you. The bounce back though, back.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little better today, and went to the state fair.
Oh,
ate a lot.
What'd you get? I know you got something out there good to eat. What'd you get?
Well, see, I don't really eat any of the fried sweet
I love
stuff.
fairs.
Maybe turkey leg?
No.
Lemonade?
I got the Fletcher corn dog. I got the
those big ass.
corn. I got what else? I got this baked potato that had this like blackened shrimp in it. That was really good. I got Kool-Aid pickles. Those are really good. And they also have a y'all never had a Kool-Aid pickle?
Oh, you ever heard of Kool-Aid pickles?
That was a thing. No, never heard of that.
Oh my god, Kool-Aid pickles.
You have like the
are,
sweet lady, like you was living somewhere.
flavor was
I never heard of
this was
what
cherry.
Kool-Aid?
They had cherry and
pickles.
grape, and I got cherry. But,
No, I'm passing on that.
they also have a beer there that's for the
Now we're
Red
talking.
Rivalry.
Yeah.
It's only sold at the State Fair of Texas at this one spot, and it's only made for this game. So if you're going to the Red Rivalry game, they have a red ale that they're selling that's specifically for this game. It's actually pretty good.
or I mean, Red River Rivalry. I'll say
Yeah.
that 3 times fast. The
Yeah.
triple R, okay, not the double R like Rough Riders, but the triple R, if you will. Okay?
River shootout.
Put it to bed there. I'm not going to say that anymore. Spoon, I mean, you want to tell us about your Friday? I mean, I kind of feel like, in the back channels, Spoon might not say nothing tonight till the sermon, right? But I'm going to roll out the carpet here as we're waiting for everybody to build this thing up and everything. Spoon, how's your Friday, good sir?
I was ready for Sunday, ready for this fight.
He's a mess.
Say less. I kind of understood the energy leading into this thing. How's the thumb? We have more movement now? Where we at?
Oh yeah. So this broken thumb, we're almost ready. Like I think next week this thing's coming off. So you can go ahead and start my 21-day practice window. I'm ready to play. So good. I'm feeling good. Felix has a game tomorrow. That's my 8-year-old son, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna beat them. So that's good because the team's had a rough season. So we're gonna get a W tomorrow. Got a lot of good college football games, and then there's a game Sunday night. You guys may have heard a little bit about that. Looks like a pretty good matchup. So I'm ready, man. Like I know the rest of the panel is like,
I'm ready. I'm fine.
I'm ready though. Let's go. Like we can talk. I'm ready to talk.
More or less.
Yeah. I mean, no ifs or buts about it. I did upgrade, ladies and gentlemen.
Shit, I was supposed to go to this game on Sunday night.
Are you going? Oh, Gina, are you going? Are you going or not? You see, you're supposed to go.
I was supposed to
sounds
go,
like you might
but
be.
Tanya, if you're watching this, I'm not mad at you.
Sounds like some drama on the
Tanya, if you're watching
channel.
this, I'm not mad at you. I promise. But she had a family emergency.
Okay.
No. She had a family emergency.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm not mad.
Family first.
Because family is first.
Yes.
But
Big
it's
thing.
honestly saved me a few bucks.
Maybe it's just because your quarterback is still splitting rent.
If we're being honest, it saved me a few bucks.
I'm just saying, Brock Purdy's still got a roommate. He's splitting rent.
$300.
Yeah.
So or save money and watch it on the couch and eat some nachos.
Hold on. Let me do some Steve says. I made Nick's laugh last year, and of course, Shots said, I was over there with him, but it seemed he had more pride of his voice, so I followed suit and didn't show up like the Cowboys. Oh man! Look, here's the thing, though, Steve-O. The link's dropped. I mean, you can come up here. It is what it is. I mean, you don't have to just drop those comments over there. We can have the talk, But neither here nor there. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know the drill, man. Hit the like, hit the follow, or sub.
So you were on Ted's. You were on Ted's show?
Yeah, Ted. Yeah. Ted hit me up last year, man, and jumped out there with him. We've been trying to link this week. Like he hit me, I kind of missed him. I had a space to try to get him. So shout out to Ted. I mean, he's hard. He's hard on your boy Brock Purdy, though. Boy, he is hard on him. I see him kind of breaking a little bit, kind of. Well, maybe, but Ted's a fun guy.
Yeah.
Ted's a fun guy. He can roll with the punches. So I like about Ted.
No, I got his back. I got Ted's back, but
are you sure? I don't. That's a pause,
so
Gina.
much shit.
Hold on. That's a pause, Gina.
Our own fan base trolls him.
Oh.
I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of, I was asked to come across and do some different things in spaces, or whatever the case may be. Y'all are a little bit of a dysfunctional bunch over there at times. It is funny. I enjoy it though. It's very fun.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you're right. It's a toxic fan base. It's very toxic.
True, but you're like toxic to everybody, but y'all hug everybody inside. It's just toxic to everybody else. Y'all toxic to each other, but y'all, I don't know. It's a weird dichotomy.
We fucking love each other, though.
Thing. Yeah. It's weird on that side. I don't know. Y'all
we love each other. No, because we're not all on the West Coast. We're like hella spread out.
That's true. That is
Pause.
true.
That's like us.
I just caught myself.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't
It's
gonna
about to be one of those shows.
So.
Yeah. We're global, baby. We are global.
Hey, you preaching to the choir over here.
I mean, you might be global, but
We have a few fans too.
Australia, fucking New Zealand,
Can we jump
Mexico.
I have a question for Gina. Gina,
jump right in, yo.
So this is a great segue talking about your fan base being kind of split. where were you at on Trey Lance? Because I saw when the trade happened a ton of different reactions. Some people like, thank God he's gone, and other people like, we should have kept him. He outplayed Sam Darnold. So where did you fall in that little piece of the pie?
So I was always like supportive, like give the kid a chance. Give Lance a chance, let Trey play, all the rhymes and hashtags and whatnot. I felt bad for him because you give away farm, you trade up to get him, and I feel like John and Shannon knew what they were doing. Like he was a project, so you gotta work with him. So why would you do all that crap just to like? I don't know. I just felt like they weren't giving him every opportunity, and then when they go and acquire Sam Darnold, then they really fucked him. So I just feel like he never got a chance. I don't know. I was just always on the Trey Lance side, and then everybody was like, "Oh, the kid just can't play. He's a bust. He's a bust." And I still feel like that's just unfair. So, yeah. And what didn't mean that I didn't believe in Brock Purdy. I mean, I still feel like, how's he going to come back after that kind of surgery? The kid's a robot, apparently. Like I'm glad we have him, but who knew? Like who fucking knew that he was going to come out here and just fucking throw, missiles and no interceptions and shit. Like, right? I mean, hell, I'm glad I'm on this side of the fucking,
I mean, no interceptions till Sunday though.
Sunday they coming.
We do lead the league in takeaways this year.
I think you're talking about your quarterback.
Only one this year. Pause. Only one this year. Pause. Look, and obviously as we're going through this thing and we're looking at it in the matchup, and of course the last 2 years, we know wild card. Me and my guy Spoonie, we were in the building for the wild card.
Oh yeah, I was there for that one.
And of course we didn't care where Mary was. Me and Spoon spent an extra exorbitant amount of money to go a mile and a half down the road in our taxi to get up out of there. Look, we went a mile and a half. The taxi said $72. I thought Spoon was about to spend it. Spoon, just leave. I got $72. Just go. Just get out of the cab. Just leave the cab. Here's the 72. Don't worry about it. And then of course the last year divisional round, things happen. And I think ultimately, let me ask you this question. I feel like this game matters more for the Cowboys, right? I think there's more on the line. I think for y'all, it kind of feels like, Mr. Cowboys, it's whatever. Is that the feeling in the Bay? Is that the feeling for San Francisco? It's like, that's the Cowboys. We're going to have business and move on. Or is there anything you're worried about here for this matchup?
I mean, I'm not gonna, just say like, yeah, we got this, because this is, to me, I think one of, if not the biggest rivalry in football. I mean, It just proves it. Like the last 2 years, I think proved it. I was watching a fucking YouTube video on 49ers Cowboys rivalry. They're like, there's so many moments, that you can just like pin to, and it starts from, for us, the catch, but it even goes back before that, right. Like with you guys, your history, and how we had to catch up to you guys, and then even after when we weren't winning, Terrell Owens and shit, and like, our non-winning years, we had like significant, Terrell Owens at the star and shit, and like Jeff Garcia didn't win the Super Bowl, but like there's all these like particular moments that are just, hilarious. Teague, like, I mean, I love this rivalry, and it like being that it reignited like even recently. We've been in like 6 NFC championships together. I'd like to see another one, honestly. And I hope we win, week 5 game, that's huge. Sunday night prime time, shit. It's gonna be the most and I hate hearing about the Cowboys on First Take. Like, I hate it.
We do too.
We
We do too.
You know, we're
We do too.
playing
Yeah.
the Niners.
Raise our
Like,
hand. Yeah.
okay. Right.
Yeah.
Like, if I have to hear, unfortunately, I'm probably going to hear about how Dak is shitty. And, I feel bad for the guy sometimes, but like, fucking, Stephen A. Smith, like Stephen A. This is going to talk about Dak that.
Yeah.
It's like, can we hear about like football?
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, it is good, a good game. I hope that the Niners end up on the winning end of it. But yeah, we have some really good competitors. You guys got Micah Parsons. Let's face facts here.
Right.
Nick Bosa's had 1 sack for the highest paid defensive end. Yes, the holdout played a part in that. I mean, you see these guys get paid a lot and then they come back and then they're not producing. That just happens, So hopefully he'll do something. I don't know. Will we intercept Dak? I don't know. But sometimes we don't play that well in prime time. This is a home game, but it's at night. I don't know.
That's interesting. You're the first person I mentioned that.
Felt better knowing that I was going to be there because my record at Levi's, I only have 1 loss, and I've been to many games. Now I'm nervous that I'm not going. So that's another thing.
What was your friend's name? Tanya, right? Tanya. Shout out to Tanya. Thank you for making sure Gina will be in the building.
Don't say anything. No, don't say anything. Steve-O, you better not say nothing to Tanya.
See, Gina, we feel you though with the Stephen A. Smith stuff. Like, I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but I can tell you right now what will happen. If the Cowboys win, you're going to hear, it was a good game. They got him in the regular season, but the Cowboys in the playoffs, like, it won't matter for us if we win. But if we lose, our season's done. Like, that's how it's going to be interpreted from them. So if we win, it doesn't really matter because of the playoffs. And if we lose, it's the Cowboys. Like, it's
right.
They already have the storylines written. Like, we know what's going to happen. And until we exercise our demons, it's just going to be that way. We just have to accept it, and it is what it is. And tune it out, and not listen.
Yep, that's what it is.
I mean,
right. And if we lose,
Spoonie, y'all,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Here's what I understood. Look, and be clear, everybody in the chat and Gina, we don't coordinate our outfits. Okay, let's be very honest here. We don't coordinate our outfits, but I see we're on Black Air Force One energy because every single one of us has black on. Spoonie,
except me, I got on blue.
Okay. Well, okay, Mary, you don't count now. Dom, we are on black Nike Air Force One energy. We want our lick back is where it's at. I just kind of scrolled across. I was looking, well, yeah, Dom, I mean, yeah, this is a black team for there. I was like, oh, Dom got the. I was like, oh, Spoonie. I was like, oh, me. I'm like, okay. I mean, man, it is where it is. Mendoza, Wrench Gang in the building. Shout out to the Wrench Gang. Mods Extraordinaire says, I'm wearing black too. I'm like, my goodness. Look, Martin over said Spoonie Game 7 Braun locked in. Spoonie, let me ask you this real quick so I can just know moving forward. Do you have anything to say before the sermon? Or are you just going to be here? Just let me know. And that's okay. I have no problem. I just need to know.
I definitely will participate. But roll call at 2300 hours. Be ready.
Oh my God.
He's so ready. He is so ready. He is so. I don't even know. Like, I just want to fast forward to 2,300 hours at the moment. I ain't gonna lie to you, but we'll pivot back here.
Inspirational quotes in the chat. Y'all know. Y'all don't even know. Okay.
What did he say? My fucking Wi-Fi cut.
He's been putting inspirational quotes in the group chat.
He said, Spoonie said, be ready at 2,300 hours. That's when the Spoonie sermon drops.
I don't even know what that is.
He was doing military time. You wasn't here. You was on the sideline. Spoonie was dropping military hour quotes on Wednesday's show, just to let you know and catch you up real quick,
Doesn't surprise me. Spoonie is he's a man of many things, but one thing you could say about him is he is when he's locked in, he's locked in. So Gina, I have a question for you. For those that didn't keep up with the 49ers draft class, I know that you traded a lot of that to get Christian McCaffrey. Is there any notable draft pick that's playing for you guys so far, or is that draft class just still Christian McCaffrey basically?
Oh, we supposed to be lagging.
That year we got shit. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is all fucked up.
That West Coast not treating you well,
You mean
Gina.
the year that we drafted Trey?
No. He said
No.
you traded a lot of picks for Christian McCaffrey. Is there a rookie right now doing anything for you at the moment, or is it just really that draft is just Christian McCaffrey for y'all at this point? Ronnie Bell, maybe.
I don't think you can hear.
Oh, I'm happy with obviously Ronnie Bell. I mean, he's for me, I mean, it's just like the thing is with Shanahan is whenever we draft rookies, they tend to stay on the bench for a year, just outright.
Right.
They'll play in preseason, and then they're lucky if they play. And then running backs, they'll get play time, but we draft a lot of running backs because they always get injured. Like Elijah Mitchell, he's I don't know, he wasn't in practice, so
right. But yeah, I think he's out this week. So
and people,
I know Hendershot's out for us.
People are going to start saying, "Well, we're running McCaffrey, other guys," but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm confident that everything's going to be okay with that. But as far as the rookies go, I think we'll be okay. As long as they keep watching from the bench. But that's how Shanahan is. He just keeps everybody on the bench. There's rumors that sometimes they get put in the doghouse.
I mean, Brandon Ayuk was in the doghouse, and now look at him now. Jesus age. Oh, Brandon Ayuk is tearing it up this year.
He's amazing.
Oh my God, he's on. I think he's on record for another 1,000-yard receiving yard year record. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me real quick.
Is my Wi-Fi going out again?
A little in and out. It's okay. It's okay. Here's the
Sorry,
thing.
we
Gina.
can hear you.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Jim. So, do you have a prediction for the game?
Yeah.
You got a score? What's the score for the game, Gina? Gina, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm just thinking.
So you definitely have the Niners winning, right?
It's going to be 30. Niners winning 30-27.
Ooh.
Close game.
3-point game. Okay. 3-point game. A little high scoring, too. A little high scoring there. Yeah, a little high scoring even. Yeah, I mean, awesome. Okay, of course, I have to ask every Niners question, this question, because, we've heard it all week, and from Niners fans and content creators, and Dak's going to turn the ball over. So, how do you think Dak's going to turn the ball over 2 times or under 2 times?
I got under. I got him turning it over under 2 times.
Oh, okay. All right, under 2 times. All right, I'll tell you what, Gina, because we have a little bit of disconnect.
Yeah.
How about this? Drop and come back up and see if we can get you on the stream the right way. How about let's do that? Just drop and come right back in, and let's see if we get your Wi-Fi caught up.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Gina V, little technical difficulties. It happens. I mean, maybe the West Coast doesn't have good internet. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm sure she'll get it cleaned up. We'll try to get it back up here. It just kind of slowly kind of divulged into something else. So we'll see if we can get Gina back. We'll get back into it when it comes to that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's pivot forward here. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes of this game. All right, let's. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go around the corner. Let me see. Gina's right back. Let me find out real quick. Let's see if we got her.
Hi.
What about now, Gina? Where we at now? Let's see.
I think it's good. I don't know.
That sounds better.
Okay.
We've walked through the door, I think. Bless it. I think we're good.
I think that's better.
Oh my god. Hilarious.
The auto tune is in full effect. The auto tune.
I'm like,
is in full effect.
Nah, sorry. That I just put in my AI for the hell of it, just to see what the heck is. But anyway.
not the AI.
Yeah,
not
so
the AI, Gina.
the under.
Under 2 turnovers.
I had to test it out.
So Gina, we have a question for you. Actually, this
I
is Dom's
think
question.
one. I'm not gonna go crazy.
Dom, do you want to ask your question to Gina? Do you ask all the guests or no?
I don't even remember, man.
All right, I'll ask for it.
I'm so focused.
Dom's trademark question is he likes to ask the other opponent. So you're a 49ers fan. Imagine you're a Cowboys fan or a Cowboys coach.
Yeah.
How would you beat the 49ers? What would you do to win this game if you were a Cowboys fan?
First of all, I'd fire the owner. Oh wait, you can't do that.
Dang.
Well then, all right.
Hire a real GM.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Here she
wait,
goes.
that's Jerry Jones. That's a good question.
I mean, they are beatable. That's for sure.
Get rid of Dak. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I'd probably let Micah Parsons just do everything. Just run the whole team. He's like the best player you guys got.
Let the line eat. Let the line eat. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Just let him go rogue. Just let him go rogue.
Right.
I mean, we kind of do let him do that.
No, honestly, probably just. I mean, you guys do. Just let him keep doing that, but probably just like, just stop the run game and put more pressure on Brock, like
right.
Sack.
Are you
just sack?
Right, and of course, as OSU earlier, on a scale of 1 to 10, Gina, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at with Brock Purdy as far as your confidence in him? I mean, obviously undefeated so far, regular season. We don't count the Philly game. He got knocked out in the first half of the quarter. Undefeated over there. So how is your confidence in the Bay Area? Confidence in Brock Purdy right now, on a scale of 1 to 10? Where do you land?
Yeah, I'm pretty high on him. Yeah. Okay. I gotta tell you, like, when I see him now after all these games of seeing him, watching him, I don't get that feeling like I did with Jimmy G, where he'd go back to throw, and with Jimmy I'd be like, please God, please God, please God,
just now don't turn it over.
Oh shit, like I think we got it,
Mm-hmm.
Just I feel I'm like 9 out of 10 with on at least the for first downs. Like I feel like I feel pretty confident, so yeah, I mean there's always room for like improvement. So yeah, I'm not 10 out of 10 would be like a fucking Super Bowl. Like he's got to win one, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So, I mean, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, something like that. Yeah.
8.5. We'll split the difference. 8.5.
That's pretty high.
That is high. I mean, he's undefeated, Mary. I mean, he is
8.5. Let's go with that. Yeah. 8.5.
8 and 9. We'll split the difference, and he is undefeated.
If he has to royally fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, he has to royally fuck up. Like, if I see a lot of fuck ups this game, then it's going down to 7.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's the other. So let me get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So 8.5 there. Okay. Undefeated. Wouldn't that kind of tell you the law averages? He might be due for an L. Gina?
Well, yeah. Yeah, and that's why I don't have, and I don't expect a perfect season, you know.
Right.
Niners. I mean, I didn't even think that we would start off, you know, well, actually, I kind of did.
This
I
is the
just
first game you
assumed that we
circled
would
like
get
a question mark.
maybe like 3 losses on the season. I
That's fair.
predicted 14-3.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
You know,
14 and
so
3.
Well, what were your
I mean,
initial?
I
what were your
think
initial
we're a
3
good football
losses?
team, you know, but
What initial
I'd
3
rather
losses
win
did
in
you
the
have?
playoffs.
Right. Go ahead, Mary.
What initial 3 losses did you have?
The Cowboys.
Let me see. Like one of the Seahawk games, because you
Divisional,
know
makes sense.
away, you know you
Yeah.
always lose a division rival game. And I think, are we playing Philly away?
Oh,
I think you're playing
away.
Philly and
Okay.
Philly. I think so.
Yeah, just said Philly away. So you have
Yeah.
Seattle, Philly
Yeah,
away.
so
and your
probably-
third loss, the Cowboys.
She didn't.
Keep in mind, you're not in attendance.
Well, we'll
It's okay.
see.
It's okay. We won't hold you to it.
You pay attention. If we do take the L, I mean, hey, at least it's not in the playoffs.
It's
Yeah,
very fair.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
so I'd rather secure the number 1 seed because I want to play on the West Coast. And if we win the divisional and the NFC, and we stay on the West Coast because the
Yeah. That's
Super
true.
Bowl's in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That part. There's just a little hop, skip, and a jump over that way.
Yeah.
All right. So we have. So obviously, talking about the 3 losses, and you're 8.5 on Brock Purdy, but you did say he is due for an L. Like you have a new defensive coordinator. Are you feeling the defense has the same vibe when D'Amico Ryans was here, or do you think the vibe is different now with your new defensive coordinator?
I think the vibe is definitely, he's not on the field, you know, he's up in the booth. And so you don't have that, like, you know, sort of rallying rah type thing that like Sala did, you know, and Ryan's, but you know, maybe it's helping. You know, we're still winning games, you know.
Right.
So it'll go to see if we do lose, what's going to happen if change. You know, we just got to play it game by game and see what happens.
All right. So you gave me the 8.
But yeah, I think there is a different vibe.
Okay, so you gave me the 8.5 on Brock Purdy. All right, so give me the 1 out of 10 on the new D coordinator so far with Wilkes. Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't, you know, done anything like too crazy. Although
That sounds different.
there,
Gina.
you know, that
That sounds different, Gina. I don't think you would have to hesitate when D'Amico was
times
there.
where it seemed a little sketch. Let's go 8.5.
Oh, you want 8.5?
Oh, wow, that's pretty high.
I'm not buying
They're,
it, Gina. I'm not buying it. You were hard on Purdy. You were ready for Purdy. The new one, you're like, I don't know if you're buying Wilkes at 8.5. I don't know. Maybe a 6.5.
No, the thing is that no, I wouldn't say that. No, when they came back, was back from the half, and then they cleaned up all that shit that they had, and they came back, and it was like way better. So they know how to clean up draft on defense. So, and I love defense. Like the only time I ever had a defensive
We're talking about the
jersey
49ers. We're not
is
supposed to be talking
right
about
now
Rams.
Fred Warner. It's one of my favorite
Fred Warner's a
players.
beast.
So
Yeah, Fred Warner's
usually
a
I
beast.
pick.
Hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Gina.
Yeah.
Who's a better defensive player for y'all? Is it Nick Bosa or Fred Warner, in your opinion?
Ooh.
Well, everyone will tell you Nick Bosa.
But what do you think?
But Fred Warner's like, they call him the quarterback of
Hey,
of
real quick.
the
Hey,
defense.
Steve-O, real quick. I'm not the only one that shows that throws up
my
chats,
favorite
by
is
the way,
Fred
Steve-O.
Warner.
You think Warner? Okay, you think Warner. Let me spin the block here. Let me go to the rest of the panel. Star Game Beauty. Do you I mean, what do you think here? Do you think Fred Warner or Nick Bosa? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's closer than most people will say. I'm gonna give the
I love Fred
edge
Warner.
to Bosa.
I'm gonna pick Fred Warner. Fred Warner. I say Fred Warner.
Okay.
I give the edge to Bosa.
Edge to Bosa. Dom.
I mean, there's a reason he was Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
True. That's true. Dom, is it Warner or is it Bosa for you?
Follow the money.
Oh, I mean, he just get it. Oh, he did get a check. Spoonie, if I can get a word in, I know it's going to be many words before the sermon. Warner or Bosa for you?
Number 97.
Okay. Oh
Okay,
my God.
all right.
Spoonie's informed tonight. Oh my God. Is it Bosa or Warner on that defense for you?
So they're both really good. I can see why Gina would take Fred Warner. He does so much in both coverage and his ability to read in the run game. I mean, his read and react ability is up there with any linebacker in the league. He's really good. But I would take Nick Bosa out of the two.
10-4. Well, with that being
Sorry
said,
about Hunger.
first and foremost, Gina, we appreciate it. You said 20 minutes. You've given us
not
over
wrong.
40. Salute to Gina. She was a soldier. She's like, well, maybe 30. And then and O said, hey, look, play around. You'll be here longer. So we're going to respect the time. We're going to respect the time for sure. She's given us over 40 minutes. Everybody in the chat, light it up, man. Fire emojis, the whole nine. Salute to Gina V Gina V, in the building. And one more time, tell the people where they can find you and all your content and what you do, by all means.
My Wi-Fi is so fucked up.
You're good. It happens.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys. It was an honor to be on your show, for real. And I want to have you guys come on our show.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Where can they find you again, Gina?
So I'm at Sports Laugh and Chill. All we do is talk sports, we laugh, and we chill. And when we say chill, we mean we just fucking talk about the most random shit ever. So we might be talking about one of my fucking like random shopping sprees or someone's date from 3 years ago or something crazy, like two people are related. Another one used to work together. They're photographers. And then I've met up with someone else who works for Chase Center. We've met up a couple times and go to Warriors games, and like we just have a blast. So you guys got to check out the show, but I want to make sure I'm subscribed to your guys too. So thank you. It's been a fucking honor being on here.
Man, we appreciate you, Gina.
And go Niners.
Yeah, I was gonna say I appreciate you, Gina. Until Sunday night, and then we're gonna pack y'all up, and then we'll come back and reconvene. Make sure you go follow. Make sure you go follow the Gina V on Twitter /X, wherever they're calling it these days. Tap into all the content she's doing and everything else. Thank you so much for rocking with us tonight. Salute, and we'll reconvene. And we'll talk. We'll talk on the other side and get after it. All right,
let's cook.
Let's cook. Can we cook? Hold on. It's time to cook. How about that? Oh, first and foremost, I'm going to pivot here. Okay. I'm going to pivot here. It's a bad Wi-Fi. It's okay, though.
Yeah.
Gina was awesome.
You called the popo?
I called the popo. This Friday, the popo get called. It was some bad Wi-Fi. Although, shout out to Gina and everything she brought to the table. I felt the passion. It was great. It is what it is. Can't wait to talk to her again on the backside after everything happens. So with that being said, I'm going to pivot this thing over to O. I'm going to sit back for a second because O said he's ready to cook. So I'm going to let O start cooking. We're going to get into this thing as we're 46 minutes in. Salute. Let me drop the link one more time because it is Freestyle Friday edition as well too. You can hit the link, come up here and do your thing. Oh, where are we going, man?
I just want to talk ball, man. I'm ready to talk about this game. So
let's get it.
Shout out to Gina. Appreciate her rocking with us. And the 49ers fans who came with her. Appreciate you guys too.
Facts. Salute.
So this matchup is just, it's fun. There's so many storylines to it. Obviously, we have the playoff history. We have the historical history between the two franchises. You have Kyle Shanahan and Dan Quinn. They were together in the Atlanta days. Like there's a lot to talk about there. But when you look at their offense versus our defense, or their defense versus our offense, which of those matchups do you guys think is really the story of the game? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So, Spoonie, you haven't had much to say so far. So is the story of this game going to come down to the Cowboys offense versus their defense, or the Cowboys defense versus their offense?
In my opinion, it's going to be our offensive line versus their defensive line. The trenches.
Okay.
What about you, Dom?
Yeah, same answer. It's definitely going to be our offense. We have to put up points.
Mary?
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious answer is our offense. Everybody is shitting on Dak. They're shitting on the offense as a whole. They say they're not doing enough. And, you know, the past 2 years, they've stalled in these games against the 49ers. You know, if you have to place blame, it'd be on the offense, because defense holding a good offense to 19 points in a playoff game on the road is amazing. So, you know, they're going to look to the offense definitely. And, you know, for the first time in 2 years, we have our starting offensive line playing, and, you know, that's huge against a great D line.
Next.
You know, I hear a lot about Dan Quinn, Shanahan, Dan Quinn, Shanahan, Dan Quinn, all that. You know what I haven't heard this week? I've heard it one time this week. Wilkes versus Mike McCarthy. That's what it boils down to. The players are the players, right? For the most part, to a certain extent. But you literally recalibrated this whole entire offense, period, because Kellen Moore's offense couldn't get it done against him. Now, granted, Ryans is gone. He's the head coach down there in Houston, doing a good job down there. And it's Wilkes over there now. But you didn't just do that. And it appeared to me this week, and I missed it. And I don't think we've said it. I don't think we've said it on this channel. I don't think we've said it in general. Shanahan's here. Oh, okay. Well, here's the new offensive line coach and Solari and the whole nine. Where were they at before they got to Dallas? Where was Solari and Shanahan at? Where were they at?
Seattle.
What
Seattle,
years?
in division.
What years? What years, Professor O? What years were they there?
Washington.
Yeah, they
well,
were in Seattle. Yeah, what years were they there?
Yeah, they were there in the Russell Wilson days.
Russell Wilson with the
A little bit later than that. Keep going, keep cooking. Yeah, later.
Yeah.
They called plays in the league and ran offenses before Mike McCarthy folded in 18, right?
Yeah.
Go dial up their record. Go dial up their record in Seattle versus San Francisco. That was the aha moment for me this week. It was as I was going through it. It just was. I'm like, oh, because we knew they moved on from Kellen Moore because the offense didn't get it, not just specifically the Niners, but in general about certain coordinators, defenses, things like that. We understood that. And then everybody kind of rolled their eyes about Schottenheimer. There was some on both sides of the fence when it came to Solari, right? And then, here comes McCarthy, from 18 or whatever. And we went back and forth about that with people or whatever. But you go down at what Solari, who was the offensive line coach in that scheme, or Schottenheimer in Seattle, and see how they played and see what they did against San Francisco. Go dial up the numbers. I'm not even going to give them to you. Go do some homework. On Friday night, Nick's is giving you some homework. Go dial it up and look at the numbers. Period. Everything this team has done is because of the Niners and what they're doing. But I hear all these things about the offense, the defense, yada, yada, all that. Christian McCaffrey, what are you going to do to stop him? This and the third. We've already stopped them. We did it last year in the playoffs. New year, that's fair. But we have the horses. We have a deeper defense than they do. They're top heavy, San Francisco defensively. They ain't got no rotation, though, like we do. But I haven't heard anybody say McCarthy versus Wilkes. It's always Dan Quinn versus who?
Yeah.
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Shanahan. And I think we absolutely should be talking about that side of things more so than not. So, yeah, this is offense, this scheme, what they're doing, the whole nine. And by the way, whenever Schottenheimer, I'll give you a nugget. Schottenheimer and Solari, when they were running the rock without a top tier running back or anything else over there, they got busy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
So pretty much a clean sweep. We're all talking about
some form of offense
versus their defense. So
I am going to be
their defense.
I am.
You got to be hoodie next night. So their defense, D'Amico Ryans now in Houston Texans. They have a new defense coordinator, Steve Wilkes. You mentioned that earlier, Nick. So Steve Wilkes came from the Carolina Panthers last year. He wasn't their DC. He was their defensive passing game coordinator and I think defensive assistant. But he basically was helping in terms of the coverage packages. And what the Niners did last year, it's pretty similar this year.
He's already been a Super Bowl coach, Steve-O. I don't care.
What are you even talking about, bro?
Steve-O is like saying the chat, but won't join. So cool. Appreciate you helping the algorithm. But if you want to join and talk, I'm more than happy to do that. But Steve Wilkes is running a very similar defense in terms of coverage compared to what we saw last year. So you're going to see a lot of cover 3, some cover 2, cover 4 mixes, but it's almost all middle of the field closed, which means you have a single high safety. And you'll see a lot of rolling coverages. Really, I shouldn't say rolling coverages, but you'll see a lot of pre-snap the safeties swapping. So whether it's Gibson or Hufanga, one of the two will line up in the box and then at the last second drop, especially if you move in motion. But their defensive line, from watching the film, I was kind of surprised at the lack of consistent pressure. So they are getting a good amount of pressure throughout the game, but it's not consistent. And when they are getting pressure, they're not getting home. Hargrave, Cowboys fans definitely know him from the Eagles, but he's having a great year for them. Farrell not having a good year. You can definitely run dummies in the game. They just cut Kerry Hyder. They have Randy Gregory. I don't know if he's going to play. Actually, I'd be surprised if he did play. But obviously, Bosa, he got the bag. He held out. Gina mentioned that earlier, and he's getting a lot of pressures, but the sacks just aren't there yet. We all know how sacks work. Sometimes they come in waves. Sometimes you get that game where you have the 2, 3, 4, 5 sack game, and you're right back in it. But right now, their pass rush doesn't really surprise me that much. I'm not really that afraid of what they're doing. They're not doing a ton of stunts or anything like that. I did see in the Rams game a few times where they went with a 5-2 front, so they actually went away from the 4-man line. They do the same thing a lot of teams do where they'll have both Greenlaw and Fred Warner step up in the A-gap, and then one of the two will drop out. So not a ton of exotic blitz packages or anything like that. Playing a ton of zone, you'll see a little bit of man, maybe like 25% of the time roughly. But in terms of what their defense is going to do against our offense, obviously we are not running the same Kellen Moore offense anymore, where we're going for big plays all the time, and you live and die off of the explosive plays in the passing game and run game. This offense is a lot more methodical. We have more 10-plus play drives than any team in the league, and that's how we're going to do it. We're just going to methodically move down the field and make them beat us. In the passing game, though, you have to look at their cornerbacks. They have Diamador Lenore. A lot of us talked about him in draft coverage. Not having a good year. He's given up 77% completion percentage when targeted. So he's kind of the mouse in the house if you're looking for somebody to take advantage of. But keep in mind, they're not running a ton of man. But when they do, take advantage of it. In both the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams game, deep over crossing routes were there. Both times it was missed, but one time they left Puka Nacua wide open. And then Rondale Moore ran a post route. Funga followed a deep crosser. It was a spear concept, and he was wide open. So if you make the throw, it's there. I do feel like teams are kind of respecting their pass rush maybe a little bit too much, because I saw quite a few times on film where the pass rush really wasn't getting a ton of pressure, but the ball was still getting out quick. And we've seen that through Dak and the offense so far this year. We're purposely trying to get rid of the ball quickly. But this game, maybe hold it a little bit more, and let things develop downfield so you can take bigger shots. We haven't done that yet this year. Not sure that they were necessarily holding it back for this game, but now that Brandon Cooks has had a few games to get his legs back under him, you might see some of those deeper shots happen in this game. But their defense, when you're running cover 3, cover 2, and cover 4, you're really trying to take away the deep shot, and they do a pretty good job of that. But when it's there, you got to hit that. So we saw that last year in the playoff game. There was the play where T.Y. Hilton was right down the seam, and if Dak hit it, it was a touchdown. So when the opportunities are there, you just got to capitalize. They're a good defense. They're fundamentally sound. Their linebackers flow to the ball really well. But when you have the opportunities, you just got to make the most of it. And also, one more thing. When I'm looking at their defense and I see them do their safety swap, which, again, you'll see a lot of that. Linebackers coming up. Kind of like what we see in Dallas with Donovan Wilson helping out in the box. Run at him. Run that direction. Like, Hufunga's a really good safety, but I'm taking my chances with Tyler Smith pulling against him, or Jake Ferguson or Hunter Lipke lead blocking in that situation. He's a very good safety, but at the same time, when you have the size mismatch in the box, definitely run that way instead of running against Greenlaw or Fred Warner. Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, and you brought up something about their linebackers lining up in the A gaps. I'm telling you, when they do it, Warner is not blitzing. He ain't blitzing. He's dropping back into coverage. That's something that Dak and the team should be able to pick up from the playoff loss. That's something that you consistently see throughout their tape. So if he's already up there on the line, double A gap with the other linebacker, just expect for him to drop. That's simple as that. So that's one key that I consistently see throughout their games. The second thing is, and Gina mentioned it earlier, Bosa, we had the contact or the contract stall, finally got it done, missed all the camp for the most part. He doesn't really have the sacks numbers, but he still is getting pressures. And whenever I watch him and see what he's doing on the field, he's not using a bevy of pass rush moves. It just seems like he wants to go to the inside and he wants to bull rush. He's just using his strength and leverage and quickness to get into the tackles. So knowing that he's going to really blitz most of the time off of Terrence Steele's side, which is something that I've told y'all over and over and over and over, like these pass rushers are really coming from our right side. So that's something that they're going to have to prepare for in Dallas is, do you help Terrence Steele? A couple of on the Wednesday show, I think you asked, how confident are we with Steele? Like, is he doing okay for you guys? Like, what is it looking like? I think overall.
Did I see Wednesday? Was he John Cena?
Was it? Who asked it Wednesday? I can't remember.
Maybe it was.
Maybe back channels, or was it on the show? It was you? Sorry, Nix.
No.
So somebody asked, Nix, you. This is a game where I would consider early on to try to, have somebody over there to be able to help Steele. And if he's doing okay, then you can kind of open it up. But those are the two keys for me. Watch Warner, what he's doing, then also you got to plan for Bosa.
I just want to add to what you mentioned. You briefly mentioned Lenore. Their entire cornerbacks together have 3 interceptions. Deron Bland has that by himself. I mean, these guys aren't like ball hawks, which is why I think it was funny how they're all on TV. Stephen A is all on TV laughing, 2 interceptions. Like they haven't been getting the ball from teams. And another thing I wanted to mention was their inside O-line is pretty weak. And we have Micah, who, when he's in the middle, I think he's first in the league, and Osa as well is like number 6 with getting through the middle. So I think that's definitely something that we should attack as well.
Honestly, their entire right side of their offensive line that's one thing. If you're talking about the difference in last year and this year, I saw in the chat, I think it was Mint brought up, they had Purdy and McCaffrey were new to the system, so they're not the same team as last year, and that's why they're thriving this year. That's fair, but if you look at the offensive line, I think you would agree as a 49ers fan, their offensive line is worse this year than it was last year, especially on the right side. McKivitz. Yeah, McKivitz, he's the right tackle. He's number 68. He struggles big time against speed rushers, and then the right guard, Burford's not very good either. So I think either one of those guys can be had. The center actually struggled quite a bit in the Cardinals game, which I was a little bit surprised in that. But the left side of the line obviously is the strength, and that's why they run to the left side of the field so much, and a lot of the rollouts are going to the left side. Trent Williams, as soon as he retires, he's a Hall of Famer. The dude's elite. And then Aaron Banks is a really good guard. So their left side strong, right side not so much. So, and keep in mind the way that works, that means their right tackle is going against Marcus Lawrence. That he's lining up against Tank. You're going to see Osa Digizua going against Herford in that center. So there's going to be opportunities there for us too. And obviously you can do different things schematically with the defensive line, but their offensive line is not a strength of their team right now. When you're looking at basically a third of the line, the entire right side is not playing good football right now. But they do a lot of things with 12 personnel. You see a lot of 21 personnel too, where they have backs to kind of help compensate with that. And then Purdy does a good job of getting the ball out quick. But again, you can get pressure. I've seen it.
Yeah. No, I mean, very simply, what we've seen from Dan Quinn is simply this: all year long, he has looked at pressure points on offensive lines and has drawn up great schemes to apply pressure. I think we're going to see a lot of Michael Parsons in the A and B gap right over there with Odigizua on the other side. And what they're going to do, they're going to apply pressure in the A and B gaps and on the right side. You better get the ball out quick, or it's going to be a problem. Spooky season.
Nix, can we talk about Dak real quick? Because Steve-O seems to think that we're not talking about Dak, which we talk about all the time. But since Steve-O's here, let's talk about Dak. Nix, what are you seeing from Dak this year?
Let's cook. I mean, I don't know. I mean, 7th EPA efficiency, number 7 in the league. 1 turnover, over 70%. I mean, both quarterbacks, right? Let's be clear, even-handed. There's only 2 quarterbacks in this league right now over 70% completion percentage. Dak happens to be one of them. I'm like, I don't know what you want to do. Like, you can use last year, you can listen to the national media, all that shit, and regurgitate it and think you're smart, but you're not. Because Dak, historically, top 10 all-time touchdown interception ratio. So you can regurgitate whatever with a broken thumb and all that and everything else. Don't matter. Historically, he showed you differently. Now, obviously, here's the bag, right? Here's the bag. Oh, well, the 2 playoff games, how did he look? I ain't going to disagree with that. I'm not. Hey, it is what it is. Call it how you see it. Here's the thing, though. We changed everything. It ain't the same scheme no more. It's different. I said it since week 1. It's different. So cool. Go to sleep. I want you to go to sleep over there in San Francisco. Santa Clara, I should say. Excuse me. Santa Clara. Go to sleep in Santa Clara. It's fine. Fuck around and find out. Y'all saw the memes and the shirts and everything else. Yeah, I mean, Hoodie Dix is here now. Y'all asked for him. He's here now. Time. I don't care. Let's go.
I mean, speaking of that last playoff game, since that's what everyone's referring to and keeps talking about, I mean, let's just list the things just on offense that are different now compared to then. I mean, you got who was starting? You had Connor McGovern on your own line. You had no Tyron.
Well, Tyron's
You
like right
had-
tackle, but he's not. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah,
But,
you had a shuffled O-line. Yeah,
Right.
you had a shuffled O-line. You got Conor
You
McGovern.
had
in
Noah
there.
Brown playing.
You had
Noah
Noah
Brown.
Brown. You had
one leg Michael
You
Gallup.
had hobbled Michael Gallup. You had Kellen
Tony
Moore.
Pollard.
Tony Pollard got injured. I mean, we can
Dalton
just
Schultz
name.
showed the fuck up. Excuse
Yeah.
my language.
We can name like a myriad
Fuck
of
my
things
language. I don't care.
that
Terrence Steele.
are different. See, like all these, yeah, we didn't have Terrence Steele either. Like I completely
Was
forgot about him. Like,
Hey, let's be
think about-
clear. It's the
All these
first
things.
Sunday night. Sunday night's the first time since 2021 our starting five
Exactly.
offensive linemen will be on the field. Fuck you mean?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah,
Nix,
like-
one more question for you,
All
and then
these
we can move
things,
past
and
that.
it's supposed to
Sure.
be the
I
same.
don't even think we're
Man,
gonna
it's
see
different.
We still ain't gonna see Tyron. We still ain't gonna see Tyron.
No, we're gonna see
Dom.
Tyron. Book it.
Dom, you better
Book it.
stop
I
right
put a
now.
50-piece swing on. We're gonna see Tyron.
Nobody
Book
gonna
it,
see
Dom.
Tyron.
Book
Yeah,
it,
you're
The
Dom.
gonna
Knicks.
see him. You're
You
gonna
asked
see
Gina
him.
the question.
You're gonna see him fully suited up, looking like
He
was
playing,
looking in
Dom.
Arizona.
I got a 50-piece on it. Book it.
No, we heard Tyron's definitely playing. He's suiting up. He's a team captain, and then he's just chilling on the sideline.
Hey,
hold on.
I don't know
I am
I don't know
so
about
traumatized by
I
that
don't give a
Arizona
shit about the
game.
desert. I don't care. I don't care about the desert. I don't care about the desert. Fuck the desert. It was a mirage. 108-13 tells me different. I don't care.
Ready to go, guys.
We gonna get all five. Y'all wanted it. I'm here now.
So, Nix, you asked Gina the question.
Sure.
Show Tyron
You asked
one
Gina
more
the
time.
question.
Yeah.
I'll show Tyron in 1 second. You asked Gina the question. Confidence 1 to 10 in Brock Purdy. What's your
Negative
confidence 1
5.
to 10 in Dak Prescott?
-5 for Brock Purdy. Shit's
Dak
different. Fucking 28.
28. All right, there we go.
100.
Thumbs up.
Bruh, man. Look, man. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna show you why. Hold on. Wait. Let me tell you why it's different for Dak. Let me actually. Let me show you why. I can show you why.
All
Let me
right.
show you why it's different.
Go
for
ahead
Dak.
and cook, Nix.
Let me show you. Let me just show you why. Man, I told y'all during all offseason, the whole 9, what was going on. I was like, man, heel turn Dak is coming. The villain arc for Dak Prescott. Come on, man. Hold on, man.
Time.
Y'all hear that?
What was the feeling leaving that locker room last January against those guys? No,
I mean, it's obvious. I mean,
Bruh, it's obvious.
we're so far past that, to be honest with you, but that's obvious. I mean, you just want to piss me off going into this week, and I appreciate that. I do.
Come on,
actually.
man. Villain
I do.
arc. Villain arc.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that.
You might as well have the hoodie on right
Every-
now.
Every day. Every day. Every day, Ty, every day.
Shout out to Todd Archer.
Thank you, guys.
all right.
Come on, man. What we talking
What
about?
was the feeling leaving that locker room last January?
I should mute that now. I'm
against
sorry.
those
My
guys?
bad. My bad. Hold on. Pause. Hold on. Pause. Hold on. For the next segment here. For the next segment. I'm just going to leave that up. Go ahead and ask whatever question you want to. There you go. Go ahead. Man,
So,
there it is, armchair.
My question.
Sit back.
Sit back. All right, cool. So we talked a little bit about our offense versus their defense, what to look for from their defense. So what are you guys seeing from their offense? Anything look different from you guys from the 49ers offensive philosophy this year? One thing that I'll give a lot of credit to Kyle Shanahan, and you see it with Mike McDaniel too, is they do a ton of pre-snap motion.
Yep.
Mhm.
I see a lot of double motion too. It seems like the second motion is more often than not window dressing, where they're just trying to get you out of position so that they can run towards the original pre-motion, the first motion, I should say, side. So I'm seeing that quite a bit. Obviously, the way that they use Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle is very
Yeah.
innovative. We'll say that. You know, they line up all over the place. They're legit weapons, and they make sure to try to solo those guys and give them featured opportunities. In the passing game, it's a lot of quick passes. You'll see a lot of angle routes from the running backs. They're trying to get your linebackers out of rhythm. So I don't think we'll see as much man coverage this week. I think we're going to see more zone than what we usually see. I'm interested to see what you guys would do. Do you guys think Dan Quinn's going to keep the man-heavy defensive philosophy that he usually has? Or do you think against a matchup like this where they are thriving off of yak opportunities, thriving off of creating mismatches and trying to get you to create natural rub route basically for them by having linebackers and safeties colliding into each other with all the crossers and pre-snap motion that they do. Do you think they get out of what they usually do, their normal tendency, and play a little bit more zone this week, or do you think that they stick to what they already know?
I mean, just call on me. I'll let everybody rock. Just call on me when you're ready.
First, I would like to see more of the utilization of a nose tackle, because we see that they pull quite a bit, and their philosophy is to do more seal blocking than anything whenever they are utilizing their strengths on the offensive line. They have so much going on. It's a lot of eye candy. It's a lot of trying to confuse your linebackers and put stress on them, while your defensive linemen are simply just getting sealed. So for me, I want to see more nose tackle. I want to see more guys lining up a little bit wider, maybe at the 3 tech, but then tighten it up at the 5 tech, and just go kind of like man on man, where it feels like it's a 5-man front, but it really isn't, because you're really still running the 4-man front. It's just about sheer alignment. But then with my cornerbacks, or DBs, I should say, I would like to see more zone concepts, because they are trying to get it out so quickly. And the other big thing that they're trying to do is get the yak, so the yards after the catch. So I think if we got our guys in the right place, it helps with the communication as well. And then you're not stressing yourself too much. So control the run game, big thing. We just beat Bill Belichick. A staple of his was always that you had to prepare for Bill to go ahead and neutralize and take your best thing away from you. And so I think if we can come into the game just trying to take away McCaffrey in that running game, put the ball in his hands and see what their quarterback can do, because I think our DBs have enough to be able to do well in this game. So to me, it's kind of like the first one to 24 points is going to win. Scoring first will matter. This is a game where I wouldn't mind if we, get the ball first and try to set it early. I love the idea of coming and deferring and having it for the second half, but can you set the tone early?
That's what I want to.
Spoonie, anything?
Besides making 49ers wish they never get to Trey Lance after what we're gonna do to Brock Purdy, I'm gonna say that play more zone, see what they give you, but you have to pressure Purdy. You're gonna have to stop the run, make Purdy throw the ball more than what they really want him to do. The whole key is stopping McCaffrey. You stop McCaffrey as we did before, you can lock this shit down.
Yeah. This is something that's not unique to Brock Purdy. You see this with a lot of quarterbacks, but when he's pressured, his completion percentage drops to 48%. So if you're bringing pressure on him and your defensive backs and linebackers are in zone and their eyes on the quarterback, that vision defense, there's going to be opportunities where there's a contested catch, a tip ball, things like that, and that's where you get the takeaways. And as we know, you win the game based on winning the turnover battle. So that's something that we've lost the turnover battle against them in the playoffs. We got to correct that. And I want to see the defense take the ball away. Go ahead, Nix.
Mint says, serious question for Dallas fans. Do you guys think the Cowboys play physical? You guys know what I mean by that, obviously. Did you watch the playoff game last year? Pause. like y'all act like, hold on, man. Hold on.
Yeah, this is an odd question.
Hold on. Y'all act like y'all whooped our ass 40-20. It was 19-12.
He was getting popped on your offense.
The defense was out there doing their job.
McCaffrey had 35 yards.
The leading rusher for them last year was Elijah Mitchell for 51. Okay, let's keep it a buck. But neither here nor there. The wild card round, that's an honest question. We'll keep it a buck here for sure. The wild card game, we were out physical.
Yeah.
I won't run from that. I was in the building. Mary L was in the building.
It was
Spoonie,
terrible.
me and you.
Yeah.
We was in the building. Out physical in the wild card game 2 years ago. Divisional, no out physical. We don't know out physical. We just have the horses. We have the offensive coordinator. We have the scheme. And I get it. Y'all don't watch us. We don't watch y'all. Right? Tape, whatever the case may be. Here's the thing. I know you ain't watched us because it's different. I said it
You
since
wouldn't ask that
week
question if
one.
you
We went to New York and snatched them souls out their jersey, dog. 40-0.
And we was
Look,
popping the shit out of them
Jets,
all over the place.
Jets, right? Say what y'all want to say about the Jets and Zach this and da-da-da. Y'all want to move the goalposts? Cool. Move them shit somewhere else, okay? Move them to Europe. I don't know where the fuck you want to move them. Last time I checked, they beat the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Right? Zach Wilson beat the Bills. Yeah?
Yeah.
Bet. Hey, didn't they just play the Kansas City Chiefs and all that and they held them down and whatever the case may be, right? Did all that. Bet. They didn't give up 30 points since week 2 of last year. Week 2 against the damn Browns. They didn't give up a opening drive touchdown. Back to Dom's point, by the way, of let's receive the ball and go out here and punch them in the mouth to San Francisco.
Thanks.
In 15 plus games. Man, the Cowboys are physical, man. Y'all just not paying attention to what's going on. This physicality question pisses me off.
I see.
I understand 2 years ago. Man, this ain't 2021, bruh. Come, I tell you what, do this for me. When we pull up in Santa Clara, get your big ass boombox, play Super Gremlin, and see how far that fucking takes you. Miss me with this damn physicality shit, man. Miss me, because you ain't paying attention. I'm done, man. I'll go back to mute.
So,
all right.
We got our guy Aaron in the building. Aaron, what's up, bro? How's your Friday night going? And you've been listening, so chime in. Whatever you want to jump in this conversation. Go ahead.
It's good, man. I'm getting ready to have a football tournament tomorrow to play in, so
nice.
My old behind. So I'm talking about the zone thing, and that's why I chimed in. So last year when I thought Dan Quinn was really in his bag, they were disguising cover 2. So if someone went in motion, let's say you line up like you're going to man up, and then someone motions out, the linebacker goes with him, he becomes the flat defender. Because it looks like man, and when they snap the ball, it's cover 2, and they kept confusing people doing this. That's what I want. So you confuse their eye candy with your own eye candy. I really, really, really want to see them get back to it. I remember they did it a few games last year, and I was like, "This is so cool." So that's what I really want to see.
Yeah, no. Well, other side of the ball. Let's talk about that a little bit. What are you seeing there? How do you think we're going to attack them?
So remember, I chimed in on the Jets game. Remember, and I said, you said who's the X factor? I said it's Mike McCarthy. So it was because they run the same defensive style that, sorry, this is my Madden screen is showing my face. They run the same defensive style that the Niners do, with the man and then the cover 4 quarters and the match. And we got to see what they do to it. So they didn't really go deep, which I think they obviously will. Everybody's talking about it this week. But I think it was a nice, what we're going to see Mike McCarthy call through this similar style defense. So I'm ready to see that.
Appreciate that. Aisha, 2I, double I. What's up?
Hi, I'm just chiming in. I wanted to get on the convo. Will you ask me a question?
No, you said you want to chime in. I said chime. Go ahead.
She just got here. She didn't hear the question though. She just got here. Set her up, Oak.
Okay. My bad, Aisha. My apologies. So we were talking about two sides of the ball, right? There's different storylines. We've already seen Mike Shanahan versus DQ. Now we have Mike McCarthy and Schottenheimer versus Steve Wilkes. So they have a new defense coordinator. So which side of the ball is really the story of the game for you? Is it really going to be our offense versus their defense, or our defense versus their offense? And what are your thoughts on whatever matchup you're talking about?
Well, I would say that it's our defense versus their offense, just because their offense is really what allows them, kind of how our team is. That's what really allows them to play free and do things, because you guys have gotten into the film this week. I think the Niners defense is good. They're good, but they don't feel how they felt last year to me. They just don't. They don't feel like this dominant, damning force. as they did last year. I do think the Cowboys have closed the gap. And a lot of what they do as a team anyway is similar to what the Cowboys do, is taking big shots when they have them, and also, playing through their run game. If you are able to limit Christian McCaffrey, you can really change how they like to play football. And so to me, it starts with how dominant the defense can be, because I think their offense seems like the side of the ball that has less weakness. As opposed to their defense. There's just certain places in their defense you can take advantage of, and other teams that are like not even the Cowboys have taken advantage of that. So, and their secondary issues were that their secondary still was getting passed on last year, but I really think losing Jimmy Ward back there has made a difference for those cornerbacks and how they use Hufanga. So, yeah, to me, it's going to be their offense. If you can shut down their offense, you control a lot of what they want to do, even defensively as well.
So Aisha, appreciate that. I have a question for you. So yeah, first off, shout out to the cat. Aisha's cat, big sports fan, wants to get on the show.
He wants to be involved.
Her baby.
Aisha, question for you. So you've seen this team up close in the locker room this week heading into the game, and you also got a chance to see them last year in the playoffs heading into this game. Different vibe, same vibe? Like, what are you seeing just in their face, the energy, the way they're carrying themselves? Is there something different about the same? Obviously, this business as usual. They're trying to go win a football game either way, but just from somebody who's been there and had a chance to actually see it up close in person.
Yeah, they strike me as a team that's very confident in whatever game plan they have. They strike me as a team that's confident in their coaches, confident in their scouting, their film study. They just seem, I called it a quiet confidence, and that's what I get from them. It's not a whole bunch of talking. It ain't a whole bunch of, it's just, I think they understand what they got to do. But I feel like, I just told Nick this on the space, is that I feel like maybe we minimize how big of a deal it is to have Solari and Shoddy on this staff now. When you're talking about going up against the 49ers, I mean, the insight that they bring has lineage, and it's been successful. And the staff before, you didn't have no one, like, they hadn't beaten the 49ers. So, yeah, I think with this coaching staff, that's gonna make a difference. This game is gonna be a game of will and effort and whatever. But the few times that the either team can out scheme the other is what to me is gonna make the difference of the game.
Yeah. So one thing we haven't talked about, and I haven't really heard many people talk about this, is the special teams angle of this game. We know Nick's is Mr. # special teams matters.
Uh-oh.
So that is a factor that we got to talk about in this game, because last year in the playoffs, we went into the game with a kicker we didn't have confidence in. We went into the game knowing we probably don't want to be in a field goal kicking situation. And in fact, we elected not to kick a field goal with Brett Maher because we didn't trust him. Rolling right before halftime, went for it, converted a 4th and 4 instead of kicking the field goal, and then Tony Pollard got hurt the next play. Not blaming necessarily Maher for Tony Pollard's injury, but that decision or that lack of confidence in the kicking did have big ramifications for the rest of the game. So this year, we have Brandon Aubrey, who's perfect for field goals, and the 49ers also have a new kicker. They don't have Robbie Gould anymore, and Jake Moody is also 9 for 9 for field goals. He hasn't missed yet either. So interesting matchup there, because now suddenly we're going into a game where anything can happen, but suddenly you have a kicker that has a big leg, like Maher did, but also a kicker you feel good about situationally. Obviously, you don't want to kick field goals against this team. You want to score touchdowns, but now we're in a matchup where if we need to, we can expect to get points from this situation and not have to feel forced in terms of our play calling. So anybody want to talk about special teams?
I mean, it's huge watching Maher miss all those kicks last season and last year in the playoff game, and feeling so much more confident with Aubrey now, and even just our special teams in general. We've, big plays on our special teams, and a lot of people are saying, oh, maybe we should have waited till bigger games or until the playoffs, but I love the fact that we're getting guys involved, getting their hands on the ball early in the season, so that this just becomes natural. And we, you know, when we have a moment where we can do something like that and we can execute it as well as they've been doing it, that's great. And I think that definitely will be a big swing if, you know, our special teams can do something like they've been doing in these past games against the 49ers.
I think it's going to be big. When you talk about, he don't get a lot of love because he's just the punter. But Anger and his ability to punt them deep, make them drive the field, make them have to earn it against this defense. He was stellar in the last game, and he made a difference. They started deep within their territory several times offensively, and I do think that could be a difference maker as well in this game.
Yeah. And
so something I haven't heard. Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead.
And to me, this is one of those prime games where last week we already opened up the bag with the special teams kind of trickeration with the extra point. You give it to Golston, he marches in for a 2-point conversion. But now I think this is where you want to see Bones kind of get in his bag to maybe potentially, if you're in the right portion of the field, or hey, they might shock us and do it in a part of the field where you least expect it. But to try to do something like you've studied them enough. You've been studying them for now going on the 3rd season. So something's going to be there that potentially may cause Dallas to, do something. It might be putting Lipke out there and putting him as one of those up backs and seeing what you can do. So I'm looking forward to either team, both sides, trying to do something to create that extra possession to get the momentum swinging in their direction.
Armchair and Mendoza set this up perfectly. There was a hidden reason, a secret motive, if you will, on why I asked this question. So we just saw Kevontae Turpin get his big offensive play. He's had a touchdown, obviously running the ball, and he's had a few catches situationally, but he had his big explosive play last week. And this week, although I mentioned that Jake Moody is perfect in kicking field goals, he has a 73.7% touchback percentage. The reason I bring that up is Kevontae Turpin has not returned a kick this year, which feels crazy. We're going into week 5 and he has not returned a kick yet because they've all been touchbacks. So you finally are going up against a kicker who, and maybe it's by preference, maybe they want to try to pin you deep. I don't know. Steve-O or Mint can tell us that, but he's not kicking touchbacks every single kickoff, and Kevontae Turpin can be lethal when given an opportunity. So maybe this is the game that you see that big explosive play from Turpin.
Yeah, starting field position is something that I'm really looking to try to improve as the season goes on. If you look at the Cowboys last year, they started a lot of their drives deep within their territory. Just because of how the rules are now, like you were just talking about and stuff, it is difficult for guys to get return. So I guarantee that if there's opportunities to get it, if Bones sees it, especially with a guy like you just said, Matt, with a guy that's not touching, it's not a touchback every time, I'm sure they see that on film and they're going to try to take advantage of it.
So in terms of offense, defense, and special teams, we all talked about the different matchups there in where the Cowboys could potentially attack. I have a question for you guys. If you guys were to pick one thing, it could be a player, it could be play calling, it could be whatever. What's the one thing the Cowboys have this year that we didn't have last year that's going to make the difference? Nick seems like he wants to go. No, Hoodie Nick's, go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, I followed Nick's long time last year, like his style. Say GG, nothing back. I say okay and move on. Radio host, not on me.
Sir, we need that in
I don't know
English.
what the hell you're talking about. Look,
Talking about last year when the radio host mentioned wanting to hurt McCaffrey as the way to win the playoffs, and then Pollard got hurt.
Oh,
So that's what he's
yeah.
been talking
Yeah,
about
okay,
in the chat.
okay.
So we can't control what people say on the radio.
No,
obviously.
we don't do that. Yeah, but
We're not blaming anybody for what was said on the radio.
No, and here's the thing, man. Hey, look, first and foremost, around here, what we do, and I can speak for everybody on this panel right now, you will never, ever catch us on any social media platform, period, campaigning for injuries to any player that we play against, period. We will not do that here whatsoever. So, yeah, bad taste from said guy. Thank you, because as soon as you tell us, oh yeah, boom, I kind of remember that in the back end. Yeah, no, we don't campaign for injuries. Period. Point blank. Let me go back to you.
Yeah, I don't even remember what host it was. But real quick, we have our good friend. Oh, hold on. I think I clicked it too many times. Jazz from BLS. Jazz, how's your weekend going? Or your
Oh,
week
hey,
going so far?
girl.
Oh, crazy. I'm still trying to unpack, so I'll probably only be here for a minute, but I just saw the gathering happening, so I figured I would stop in for a second.
Appreciate that. So talk about the Niners game from what you're seeing. What are your thoughts and feelings heading into this game? It can be offense, defense, just general vibes, whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, thoughts and feelings. That's loaded. Um I mean, to me, honestly, it's been interesting watching people try to figure out their own thoughts and feelings. I'm very much like a fan culture, team culture kind of person. And it's like from in a lot of ways, like these teams are so evenly matched. Like trying to make predictions about this game, you can go either one of two ways. You can go like I've seen Aisha speak on it a lot, and it feels like every time she talks about this matchup, she has something new to say. Which there's really that much you can say when it comes to these teams and the different ways that it can go. But I think the frustrating thing is like watching the people who seem to be kind of getting anxiety about this matchup. And I'm just like, yo, chill out. It's going to be a good game. Now, the thing that gives me confidence, honestly, and I almost feel a little bit biased in saying this, which makes sense. Like, I don't really watch the 49ers, I watch the Cowboys. So clearly, I'm going to see it from this perspective. But I do think that a lot of the changes the team made during the offseason and a lot of the things that we've seen during the season so far will give them an edge. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I'm not like, oh, yeah, the Cowboys are definitely better. They're going to stomp the 49ers. But I do think in a lot of NFL matchups, when you're talking about the top teams, sometimes you do just need that little bit of an edge to get the W because at the end of the day, that's the thing that matters the most is the wins and losses. And just when I hear the coaches week to week talk about the team, the adjustments that they're making with the team, and the little things that they're taking into account when it comes to how they're going to change up the game plan from one week to the next. When I hear, just the way that, Dak talks about the communication that has to happen between him and the offensive line, not necessarily just in this game, but I've heard it in games in the past. I'm just like, I just feel like they are so well prepared. We won't be able to predict necessarily how they're going to do it. Like we've talked about a lot of ways. Like I've heard everything from, forcing Purdy to have to make more deep throws by being more effective on the first and second down so that, the third down is a little bit longer to, just matchups between Micah Parsons and whatever the dude's name is on the offensive line that everybody keeps saying is not that great to be polite.
Yeah.
I've heard it all, but I just feel like even if you don't do all of those things 100% of the time, the coaches and staff and players are taking all of those things into account enough to where they can take advantage of it enough to get the win. And then it's like it's week 5. Like I think everybody's on the same page when it comes to the idea that like we don't expect the team to be in like its final form, right? And so I do kind of expect them to be in a place where against a team like this, we're expecting to win by a relatively small margin. Even when we've lost against this team, it's been by a relatively small margin. So if you think of it that way, you're not talking about having to change the whole team. You're really talking about if we can just change the outcome of a small percentage of plays, of a handful of plays, we can change a game like any of the previous matchups from a loss to a win. Even that last playoff game, it's like, yeah, like I think the 2 interceptions and some other things, the missed field goal really stand out in our minds and kind of give some Cowboys fans like a little bit of a traumatic response, right? But it's just like if you think about it, we're really talking about a few plays that go from that game being a 7-point loss to maybe a 3-point win, a 1-point win, a 7-point win, something like that. So I think they've made enough adjustments to this team to see that much of a difference. So I'm excited.
Here's the thing, Jazz. And what we heard all week, the police out here right now. We lost 2 games to them, right? I ain't running from that. They eliminated us 2 years back to back. Wild card, divisional. Did they beat us by more than 1 score in either game?
Nah, man, these people be talking crazy.
Like, They out here like we beat the Giants 40-0.
And he's
But
been
Nick,
talking.
for the
They've been
past
talking
two seasons, most of the Cowboys' losses have been by a possession or less. I have trouble thinking of. I know there's been at least one because I counted at one point, but most of the Cowboys' losses have been by one possession or less. Like the Cowboys aren't the crazy bad, super fucked up, mistake prone team that people like to say they are. It's just I think the mistakes happen at times that make people have like this visceral emotional response.
Here's my
But
point,
no, it
though,
wasn't like the
Jazz.
49ers ever
Yeah,
kicked the Cowboys' ass or
I'm
nothing.
like, here's my point, Jess. Like, I hear all this tough guy talk and everything that's going on. I'm like, it was 19-12.
Now, respectfully,
It wasn't 44-10.
They hit them in the mouth last year. They really did.
Right.
Especially defensively.
Like you puffing your chest like you King Kong. I'm like, bruh, y'all escaped. If Paul doesn't get hurt, y'all might take the L. What are we doing?
This is a very normal reaction to the fact you gotta also think about they have not lost. Like they don't. They're in their mind saying like, with Purdy we haven't lost. With McCaffrey we haven't lost. They're just. It's just the mindset of like we haven't. When you haven't been beaten, it is very easy to just get in the mindset of like that's just how things are supposed to be. And I'm just like, yo, that ain't even how football works.
Not at all.
I think Jazz made a great point though when she was talking. And Jazz, really happy to have you on, by the way. You're great. Really love your coverage of the team. But Jazz made a point on, it's been close losses. And last year in the playoffs, we lost by 7 points, and we had an interception when Dak tried to target Gallup. That became 3 points for the 49ers. And we had another interception on the 6-yard line. That was a drive where you're going to get at least 3 points, if not score on that drive if you don't have the interception. So small things like either one of those takeaways could potentially change the outcome of that game. And that's why I'm saying if the Cowboys can flip that and we win the turnover battle, we should be able to beat this 49ers team. They're a good team. They have a good defense. They have a good offense. They're well coached. But they're beatable. Every team in the NFL is. And the margin for victory and the margin for losses is super small in the NFL. It typically is a couple plays that impact the game. Not trusting your kicker, having a couple players get injured, having a tip ball go the wrong way, or a fumble that you don't recover, whatever it might be, is the difference in those games. So, I definitely think the Cowboys have a really good chance to win this game, but the 49ers are a good team, and they've played a tougher schedule arguably than we have so far. So this is a good measuring stick for us as Cowboys Nation to see how far we are in this NFC battle that looks like a 3-team race right now. I have a question for you guys, though. Go ahead, and then I'll ask this question to the panel.
I was going to say what's interesting about what you just said, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, because as much as I post clips of mainstream media on my Twitter, I don't watch full episodes of a lot of it. But I feel like most of the people who are so confident and expecting the 49ers to win. I'm not talking about the people who are like, okay, it could go either way, because I know there's some Cowboys content creators who are very cautious and they're waiting to see. But a lot of the people who are confident that the 49ers are going to win are hanging it on that history of Dak having those interceptions. And I'm trying to find the most non-arrogant way to say this, but I just, if I were playing for the 49ers, I would not feel very confident if my odds of winning depended on the other team making a mistake like that. Because like usually whenever I hear people actually talk about, especially our defense versus their offense and the genius of Dan Quinn and the skill of everybody from Micah Parsons to D-Law to Sam and Osa, everybody, right? Most people, like if you look at stats, you look how Purdy's been doing, okay, yeah, he's solid. But when most people actually start looking at, people have been watching film and they look at what our defense is capable of and what they feel like that offense is capable of, most people don't really seem that confident that their offense can beat the Cowboys defense, And so I'm just like, if your biggest hope is, oh, well, Dak Prescott's going to throw some interceptions. I just don't know how much stock you put into that. That's all I was going to say about that.
If you're resting your hat on that.
Right. And on the back end, they're resting their head on that's going to throw him interceptions. And in the same breath, right? In the same breath, we hear, well, the Cowboys can't live off of interceptions. The defense and the turnovers, I should say. Man, make it make sense. Pick a struggle. What are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
I
backwards.
I disagree with something that was kind of mentioned a little bit before to this last part. We said it's like a few plays here and there, and that'll make the difference. But I think it's completely different. The whole script has been thrown out, so it could completely be. Listen, they're a great team. Cowboys are a great team. We could wax them. We don't know because the entire offensive team is different. We're running dynamic routes and dynamic route combinations as opposed to stick routes and things that are just static. So we don't know. It could be a play here and there. I think it's gonna be a completely different looking ball game.
I think you're right in theory. There are scenarios that I can imagine where that does happen. Like for example, well, no, that's not really a good example. Never mind. I'm gonna keep
Put it
that
in
to
reverse,
myself
Jess.
for now.
Just put it in reverse. It's okay. Just put it in reverse.
I'm gonna keep it to myself for now.
I'm just saying I don't think it's a building block. I think it's its own game.
Yeah, because the offense is like totally different.
Yeah.
I do agree that I think the Niners have the Eagles game circled on their calendar. They don't have the Cowboys game circled on their calendar. So yes, they could sneak up on them, and this could be their first loss.
No, don't do that.
I just feel like
No.
Shanahan is way too familiar with Dan Quinn and Shoddy to like look past this game.
No. We ain't doing no sneak up. No, pause. No, I'm not hearing no sneak up. No, fuck that. Excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen. We might tiptoe in. They beat us hard. Like, come on. Pause again. Man, y'all. What was the score of the last two games? Somebody help me out here. What was the score?
19-12.
What was the one before that?
20-12?
No, it was like
23-16, right?
23-16,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sneaking up there. No. Hey, the Cowboys are not sneaking up on them. No, sneaking up. No. That's a backdoor if we win. We got them. There was that went. No, man. No.
If they are not prepared for this game as a team,
miss me with
then that's a failure on the part of their coaches and staff.
No disrespect. No disrespect. I ain't doubling down on nobody. But we might get them. We might sneak them. We might get them. Got them stuck. No, man. It's Cowboys,
I said they could
Niners.
wax them. They could wax them. What I'm saying
part.
is might just be another game for them because they think they're riding high and they're the shiz.
Here's a better one.
That's the vibe that I get is that at this point when you beat a team in the playoffs, and then that's what I'm talking about. Like they're not really experiencing loss because even as a team, you got to think they're thinking to themselves, well, if we had our quarterback last year, we would have won. So they're in the mindset of they're going to continue to win even through this season. Like they're not losing. And it's very easy to get, people say that all the time. We used to say it about the Cowboys when they won 13 straight in 2016. You're bound to lose. That's just that's how the game works. But it is very easy for a team to get comfortable. Like it's us.
And here, I think I found a respectful way to put this out there. One of the things I think about is that whenever the Cowboys want to be physical, they can be very physical. And I just feel like, especially when it comes to the Cowboys defense against their offense, I feel like that's a battle that they'll definitely win. And then on the flip side, there are some guys on our offense, especially on the O-line, who are prepared to be way more physical than what I've seen the 49ers deal with. Now, going back to the Cowboys defense versus the 49ers offense, it almost feels like the defense has more like different goals than just to win. And I say that because, for example, just watching the Patriots game, and they got that one field goal, right, on their first drive. And then after that, they did not see the red zone again. And it wasn't like how the Cowboys didn't see the red zone, where they scored from outside the red zone, or like, a couple of times they got in, ran it in, but it was like, not that common, right? Like they didn't get down there. And when I see something like that, I'm just like, that was intentional. That wasn't an accident. That was Micah and whoever else was in a role of leadership, of emotional and mental leadership on the defense, being like, they don't see the red zone for the rest of the game. Like, fuck it. We are not about to get shown up by Michael McCorkle Jones.
McCorkle.
Because McCorkle is his middle name for people.
We talked about McCorkle a lot.
We had a lot of
We
McCorkle
definitely talked
conversation.
about McCorkle.
And that's not to say that I expect them to keep the 49ers out of the red zone in the same way, but I have a feeling, because for every team that the Cowboys have played, you can kind of see something happen, whether it's that they don't score at all or they don't get in the red zone or whatever. You can kind of see something happen that's like, no, the defense wanted to do more than just win this game. Like, they wanted to prove a point. And so I don't know what it's going to be for the 49ers, but it's going to be something that offense is going to be like, we just can't seem to,
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Definitely. Like, it's not just about winning. It's about sending a statement.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And statistically, the 49ers and the Cowboys are neck and neck. It is
19-1.
Yeah.
19-1.
There is a point to prove who is the best defense in the NFL right now, especially since, like I said, San Fran's offense, people paint it as it's just this unstoppable force. And in the space, somebody said something about this team still trying to figure out if Brock Purdy's their guy. Like, yeah, we've seen him be successful. I didn't realize he hasn't even started a full season yet.
Right.
But yeah, you're good, but can you beat the best defenses in the league? Can you do that?
Let me ask you a question, Aisha, real quick. What are you feeding your cat?
Man, yeah, he's only 7 months, y'all. He's kind of big.
What? Only 7 months?
The chat is going crazy with your bobcat over there. I'm just asking, like, is it steroids? Is it? I just want to know exactly what you're feeding. First, wait. Pause. Hold on. Pause. First and foremost, let's give a proper introduction, right? Let's do that.
Oh yeah.
Aisha, please introduce us to the 7-month-old bobcat.
This is Puff.
Puff, let's go, Puff.
What's up, Puff?
Like a hot Cheeto Puff because he's spicy.
Right, there you go. Oh, he's spicy. Yeah, he or she.
It's a he.
Trying to get your earring.
He wants to be involved in what we're talking about. So
I'm not mad at Puff.
Really sorry he keeps talking. But
he's only 7. No, Aisha, stop lying. He's 7 months.
Well, yeah, he's almost 8.
Aisha, he's 8 years old. Stop lying to me. That's a grown man cat there.
Yeah, he is getting kind of big, y'all. And the thing he wants to be picked up all the time. Y'all don't talk about my grandbaby.
Shout out
Aisha sent me pictures of that cat as a kitten. And he was little. I saw it last week or something, and I was like, I thought that was the parent of that kitten. Like, I didn't think that was the same cat.
He's just grown a lot.
Somebody said she found that cat.
Aisha, he is like bigger than your shoulders and head already in 7 months. Oh my God.
He's gonna be a big dude. His dad.
Salute to Puff, man. Salute to Puff.
Somebody said, "Is that a cat?"
No, look, everybody out here is already talking about you got a bobcat on it. Protect your neck at night, Aisha. If you don't feed Puff, Puff might get you. Puff might get
He just brought me his toy to play fetch.
Okay.
He's like, it is time to go. He's about to run that house.
Man, the chat is killing me right now.
I have the take on the 49ers.
You said, damn, that's a big ass cat.
No, he gave me his toy to play fetch. He said,
rescue or where'd you get Puff from?
No, my cat had kittens. I posted them in February.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Somebody
that's what I was talking about.
Get one of them.
Yeah,
damn,
that's why I was like, I thought this was the parent of those kittens.
Nah, he's just big. He's just big, y'all. Like, I don't know.
He's just doing his thing.
He's
like, yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah, and he wants to play fetch right now. He's like, all right, wrap this up.
No, okay, all right. This comment right here. It's a Great Dane. I've never heard of a cat playing catch. I'm pretty sure you don't have a cat. Like, that's not a cat.
It's got to be a Great Dane now. Yes. I'm buying that.
I've heard of one species of cat that plays fetch, and it's a species of cat that literally grows up to be like 5 and 6 feet long.
See?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jazz, you just saw it. It's over halfway there. In 7 months, it's over halfway there.
He's literally playing fetch, y'all. He does this.
Yeah.
Puppy cat.
So,
I got a puppy cat.
Aisha said, Aisha's about to be in real close.
Get us back. Oh, I'm sorry. Get us back.
Bringing you guys back. So Aisha talked about these two teams statistically being very close. I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but you guys can see some of the basics. 31 points per game, 31.3 points per game. Their defense is giving up just under 15. We're giving up just over 10. Plays per game are similar. I mean, basically everywhere you look at, it's going to be pretty similar. So yeah, in terms of stats, they're very evenly matched.
Yeah.
Turnover battle though, the Cowboys have a big advantage so far.
And I've said it all week, I said it all week. Like, these teams, they want to accomplish the same things, very much so.
Yeah.
They do it in different patterns per se, right? They do they do it in different patterns, but it's get the ball out quick. They do their thing in their lane, right? So it's funny how similar the 23 Niners and Cowboys are, but yet to a certain extent vastly different.
Yeah,
I
agree. Yeah.
Somebody said that's a grown man.
It is.
Sorry, that's my grandbaby. Y'all got like girl, man. He cried, he a baby. But anyway, yeah, like y'all right. Like, and that's the difference between last year and this year is I felt as though the offense that the Cowboys ran last year was almost tailor-made to what the San Francisco 49ers want to take away defensively. So I will say Tyler Smith at guard to me is gonna make a difference in this game.
Talk.
It's gonna make
that talk. Second level Fred Warner eliminator. Second level Fred Warner eliminator.
Yeah, we were talking about absolutely, and dealing with Hargrave. But we were talking about on
I think
the
that matchup right there.
Yeah, we were talking about on the space. Them getting Randy Gregory. Everybody everybody's had their reactions to it or whatever. I think it's valid. I think they feel like it's a need. And when I went to, because me and Matt were talking earlier this week, I read my grandchild. But I went and looked at the snap counts for their defensive line. And Mike McCarthy said something a few weeks ago, once the Cowboys played the Jets, he felt like this was the best defensive line they were going to go against. And when I heard him say that, I was like, you forgetting about the Niners? But I don't think it's based upon the starters. It's based upon the fact that they don't have their rotation. They don't have a rotation of defensive linemen coming in and out. Their starters play most of the game.
Top end. You said in the speech, you said top end.
I think BJ mentioned that too, like they're top heavy.
Yeah. So when you get into the third, fourth quarter,
they get beat up.
And if you've really been taking it to them physically, you will start seeing that pursuit take a tick down. You will start seeing those guys be a little bit more gassed. Because this defense does not, like Fred and Greenlaw, they don't come out the field. They are on the field for the majority of the game. And I mean, Hufanga comes down there and does some, nickel stuff or whatever. But what you see is what you get with them as far as like the guys that are in there. They're not just rotating guys in. And so I do think that may pay dividends in this game if you have an offensive line that can wear on a defense, a la Rico.
Yeah. Ooh. And he's healthy.
Pardon real quick, y'all.
Yeah.
When we have
what you gonna do?
Here, respect the fucking panel. If you don't got anything right to say, step the fuck out, man. I'm serious. I'll call your asses out. Respect the panel, man. It's okay to come over here. It's Niners, Cowboys. I understand that. Have some fucking respect.
Oh.
If you don't know how to talk, ask about it in the side before you say something fucking stupid. Understand?
I don't even know what happened.
I don't either.
What happened?
No, we're gonna talk about it after. This females here. Have some fucking respect.
Oh, all right.
You guys heard him. You heard Spoonie right there.
What Spoon said. What Spoon said. Y'all heard him.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump real quick into our Knicks pick segment. For those that don't know, haven't rocked with us on a Friday night yet. We're going to quickly go through Knicks 6 picks of the week. You missed one last week. So Knicks has been 10-2 the last 10-2 the last 2 weeks, so he's been killing it.
Cooking.
We don't know what it was
Look,
before because
here's the thing.
this is an amateur team. We didn't check that ahead of time, so we don't know.
Here's the thing. If I knew they wasn't going to play Deshaun Watson, I would have went the other way. I've been undefeated. But neither here nor there. Okay, 10-2 last 2 weeks. Let's go.
Yeah, 10-2 the last 2 weeks, and this is Nick's hard locks of the week. So if you're betting, you want to bet on some games. Nick's is pretty good at this, so I'm going to toss them out really quickly. We're going to go NFL football.
All right.
2-2 Rams versus the 4-0 Eagles. Philadelphia is favored by 4. Who you got in that game?
They got some injuries.
Man, look, here's the thing. I got the hoodie on. Hoodie injuries. Man.
Cooper Cup's
Man,
Cooper Cup.
Look,
Cooper Kupp back.
I know who I
I
got.
don't care. Man, they got that
He's
rookie
getting
over there
torched.
looking just like Cooper Kupp. I don't care. Man, that secondary is ass. Yeah, I said it, McCoy. That secondary in Philly is ass. Give me the Rams.
Me too.
Rams. The chat's right there with you. Cole, Uba, Mendoza.
That's because
Robert, everyone's saying it.
we just want Philly to lose, right?
We
Hoodie.
do.
If the hood was off, I'd probably pick Philly, but the hoodie's on. We going with the Rams. Lock it in.
I mean,
All right,
I'm
next
going
one.
with the Rams because they have the players to go against the Eagles' weaknesses. I mean, it's
Talk
been
your talk, man.
happening. It's been happening. We've been watching it happen where they've been getting abused.
That part, Robert. Talk that talk, Mary.
They
Talk
took
that
it
talk,
to
Mary.
the 49ers.
Yeah. So
yes.
Yeah, right.
second matchup. 2-2
Yes, sir.
Steelers versus the 3-1 Ravens. Baltimore's favored by 4
Hey
points.
man,
You got a
hey,
divisional
look,
matchup there.
let me be honest with y'all. Let me say this real quick. And when I say this, understand. Spoonie, can I borrow your saying real quick? Can I take a saying from you real quick, Spoonie? Is that okay? Understand this. Mike Tomlin is cooked.
Ooh, interesting.
Lordy.
And Mike
Ooh.
Tomlin's cooked, guys.
Ooh.
It just is what it is. Kenny Pickett's not him. There's definitely issues on this offensive line. Whenever you hear players saying it's not them, it's us, I respect that. Not like the Washington Commanders but that guy said after halftime or whatever the case may be. But Tomlin can't coach his way up out of this, unfortunately, and I hate that. And look, let me take it a step further. And we heard this in the space double I about the bookends and these. They're not them either. That defense, and this is really kind of the issue, I think, more so than anything else. I don't think the defense is really there. I think there's some problems universally there. There's pieces, but it's a problem. Ravens. Look, we historically, right? Shout out to the Steelers in this realm. 3 coaches all time.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see the sunset on Tomlin there. And I don't like that. I love Tomlin. I think there's big changes on the horizon for them this year. Just saying.
Fair.
That's fair.
It's Tomlin
All right,
letting him
so
speak.
far-
He's a great coach.
So far, we have the Rams and the Ravens. Third NFL game. 2-2 Colts versus the 2-2 Titans. This game's an interesting matchup. Obviously, divisional rivals as well. Titans are favored by 2.5 points.
Yeah, man. I mean, it kind of goes back to us going through the process and what we felt about Anthony Richardson before he flew up the ranks. And we all kind of, I wish Don was here as well, too. Spoonie, we had this conversation and what we thought about Richardson and what he should be and what's going on there. The thing that I love most about him is, and I talk about is geography lottery. Geography lottery. You have to land in the right spots. Who's the head coach is there? What did he do before there? He was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles.
Yep.
Look at Jalen Hurts before and after. Not early for Jalen Hurts, and nothing. I'm not bagging on that, but he understands how to do certain things. With that being said, I think the Titans might have figured something out. I love the Colts. I love what they're building. I'm taking the Titans.
Who's the quarterback for the Titans?
The wide receiver from Texas A&M.
Ryan Tannehill. Yeah,
That's what he. I mean, that's what he was. He was like,
Yeah.
he was a wide receiver. Hey, ma'am, but
So do the Colts have? I know that he's back
there.
from the PUP list, but is Jonathan Taylor playing this week?
No, I think there's
He practiced though. Yeah.
It won't matter. It won't matter. Look, because here's the thing with the Titans. I've been watching them going back and forth. I think the Titans found a stride. And it happens for teams at times.
I think they found a stride because they are well coached. Look, no matter what everybody thinks about the Titans and the ups and downs and whatever, I think they found a stride. I'm going to go Titans.
Yeah, Colts
on
that one.
Okay.
Look, here's how I know I'm going to win. Let me show you how I'm going to win. Everybody in the chat said Colts, and everybody here did. I'm the lone wolf.
Mendoza took the Titans. Mendoza took the Titans, and someone else did. We had two people. So almost everybody else took the Colts, though.
Okay.
All right. So Rams, Ravens, Titans so far. 3 college games, and then we'll end this segment real quick. So we have number 12, Oklahoma, versus number 3, Texas. Red River rivalry. Who you got, Knicks?
Right. Man, and of course, I don't have a college program. I just enjoy the game. Man, Texas is just different this year. In the trenches, what they're doing, they're just built different. Give me Texas. I think Texas gets past this game, that you can book them in the Final Four. Look at the rest of their schedule, what they got coming up. Texas wins this. They're in the Final Four. They're in the playoffs. They get the return there. I think Texas gets it done in the Cotton Bowl.
Getting mostly Texas, got a couple Oklahoma, but mostly Texas so far.
Texas.
All right. So Knicks, don't worry about my feelings. Based on how they've played this year, I think this game is worth mentioning. You have number 1 UGA versus number 20 Kentucky. Kentucky just came off of a dominating win against the Florida Gators, running the ball.
Over 300 yards rushing. Over 300 yards rushing against them.
Is this the week Georgia's win streak is snapped?
Where are they playing it? At Georgia?
It's in Athens.
Yeah, it's in Athens. I mean, that quarterback is a big bugaboo for y'all. Oh, like there's times I see it.
He's good in the second half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's times I see it, and the times, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Come on, man, it's Kentucky. What are we talking about, man? Give me Georgia. What are we talking about? Look, 300 yards against Florida ain't the same in Athens. What are we doing, man? Look, I already booked Texas there. Guess what? Georgia's going to be there too. It doesn't matter. That's 2 of your Final Four. We'll see how the rest pans out.
Okay, I like it. All right, last game. Number 25 Louisville versus number 10 Notre Dame. Notre Dame's had 2 back-to-back nail biters. They lost 1 and they won 1. What happens this week?
As long as they have 11 guys on defense at the last 2 plays of the game, they'll win. So book it, Notre Dame, because I believe they'll have 11 people on the field. So look, and shout out to Louisville. They're doing some good things there. Man, that scheme obviously has done a lot of things. I was big on Cunningham in that scheme last year. The quarterback did some things in New England, and what they do over there. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, so on and so forth, whatever the case may be. But man, Notre Dame's different. They got rid of the problem. He's down there in LSU now. So
yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, quick recap for those. If you want to bet on Knicks, he's 10-2 the last 2 weeks. He's done pretty good. We think he only missed 1 in the prior 2 games too, but we'll have to go back and check that out. But you got Rams, Ravens, Titans, Texas Longhorns, UGA, Notre Dame. That's your Knicks 6 of the week. Knicks picks.
And here's the thing: I'm doing great here on the Knicks picks. In our pick'em league, I'm fugazi. Don't worry about my pick'em league. I'm fugazi. Here's my problem. Let me defend myself here on air if I can. Here's my problem. My problem is because I'm over on the Pro Sports Fan app and I'm doing the live streams, so I can't, I'm at home every Sunday. Beforehand, and I was really good last year and the year before that, is I watched all the games. I go to a sports bar. I had 7-8 TVs. I'd watch all the games. I don't get to do that this year, and it is hurting me. I literally picked Washington to beat Chicago. F my life. However, 30 minutes before kickoff, I did bench Tank Dell and start DJ Moore, which got me 54 points. So
nice.
It's a hit or miss.
Meanwhile, your boy is killing it in fantasy football this year. And about an hour before the game, I decided to sit DJ Moore for Calvin Ridley. So Ridley, you need to have a 200-yard, 4-touchdown games and make this not look like a terrible decision for me. So, all right, back to the game. 49ers Cowboys, Sunday Night Football.
Ready.
I have a question about the comments made. Usually I don't really care about what the players say. I definitely don't care about what Jerry Jones says before the game. I personally am a little bit frustrated with the comments from the Cowboys, and I think a lot of people are on the opposite side, so I might be the lone wolf in this one. I didn't like Michael Gallup saying we need this win. This is kind of a must-win game for us. Jerry Jones saying it like, you're the owner. I don't really care as much. Kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think most people probably agree with him, but we're fans. Like, I don't want to hear the players like, it's week 5. Like, we got to win this game to show that we can do it. Like, it ultimately doesn't really matter if we beat them this week or not. If we make the playoffs and match up with them, that'll be its own game. I don't think it really makes that big of a difference. I was a little bit frustrated when I heard that, but I wanted to see if you guys had the same vibe. I'm sure there was a lot of fans that love that. A lot of fans are like, I want to know that this is a must win and they're taking this game serious and they want to exercise the demons. But for me personally, I'm like, it's week 5. I mean, there's a long season to be played after this. I feel like that comment, like, if we can't win it, it tells us, that we're not as far along or whatever. However, I don't think Michael Gallup worded it quite like that, but he kind of made it seem like we know we got to win this game. Anybody else have a different opinion on that?
I have a different opinion on it.
I do too.
Go ahead.
So I actually like hearing them acknowledge the weight of the game. As a lot of people have said, it has potential playoff implications in terms of seeding, home field advantage, bye week, so on and so forth. 49ers are one of the better teams that will face. They are there seem to be 5,000 different definitions of a rival, but they're definitely somebody that if you had to list potential rivals for the Cowboys, they'd absolutely be one of the top 3 options, right? And I do think that the way the Cowboys lost the last couple of losses to this team, they're not proud of. And I think they've been very intentional about trying to correct some of the things that they feel like led to the mistakes that were made. And so when it comes to the historical significance of the matchup, there's a little bit of weight to it that's a little bit different than it is with other teams. And when it comes to preparing for a game like that, it is better to acknowledge that so that you can respond to those thoughts and to those emotions appropriately in how you prepare for the game than to try to ignore them and pretend like those thoughts and feelings aren't there and then have them kind of subconsciously like fuck with you for the whole game, So if that's how they feel about it, I'd much rather them be honest about it, put all the cards on the table so that way the coaches, the staff, their fellow teammates kind of all know what they're dealing with and they can all respond to it accordingly. Because one thing about this team, like Mike McCarthy has been very open about how he likes to maintain a certain type of vibe, a certain type of culture in the locker room, a certain type of culture among the team. A lot of the things that he does that are motivational, even down to like the Carpe Omnia, the theme of the season, have to do with, eliciting a certain emotional response and cultivating a certain culture with the team. So we know that things like emotions, their values, their beliefs are important, and I don't think that they would be so important if they didn't make a difference. So whenever they start talking about how they feel about a game, what their thoughts are about a game, I'm like, good. Get it out there so that way your coaches know what you need to do to keep your head in that game. So by all means, let it out.
Aisha, I think you want to talk too.
Yeah, I feel like I think this offense understands, and ain't nobody listen. Let's just keep it a buck. Like ain't nobody gonna say it out loud. Ain't nobody gonna really do it like that because they're a team and they love each other. But the offense has not been up to par in these last 2 losses to this team. And I think the offense understands that their responsibility to perform is the defense has performed well against them. The offense is not. And I also think when you talk, let's be real here. We're in a social media age, man. And if they were to lose this game, dudes are going to delete their Twitters for a little bit. Because it's gonna be unbearable, and just honestly, this is week 5. There's 12 more weeks in this season to have to hear that all year, over and over and over and over and over again, and that wears on you, man. Like for them to not have another opportunity to show themselves as the superior team or whatever for another 3 months is a big deal to me. So I feel like this offense knows that they have to perform because you want to keep
that face right there.
You want to that's what I'm saying. Like if he don't want to have to be making that face at nobody no more, they got to go out there and win because the questions are going to be even more heavy throughout the season. And again, I understand this is a week 5 game. I understand that it's not, in the grand scheme of things, how big of a deal is it? Obviously, the seedings and stuff is important. But for But for these guys to kind of go through the season and to not have that heaviness on them another 12 weeks, I think is emotionally important. And they'll be, if they did lose, they'll be resilient and all that or whatever, but it's gonna sit on them for another however many months, and it already has sat on them all off season because of the way they lost. So to Jazz's point, there's a lot of emotions that goes into this, and there's a lot of ego that goes into this, man. Like, they don't want to keep getting. Nobody wants to be anybody's little brother, respectfully. Like, nobody. Like, it's hard being little brother, and right now, that's how people look at them to the 49ers. So, I agree. I think that this is I don't know. Honestly, MG saying that. I don't. How many other players said that, Matt? Because
he was the only one. He was the only one that said. Everyone's talking about how this is a game they've been circled and stuff like that, which is fine. But like MG was the one that was like, we need this one. Like he made it seem like for our confidence and ego, like we really need this one. And I'm like, later in the year we're gonna play the Buffalo Bills, who are one of the best teams in the AFC. Got the Philadelphia Eagles, who are gonna be 1, 2, or 3 seed in the division twice. We're gonna play the Miami Dolphins late in the season, and they're one of the best teams in the AFC right now. Like, we have several other measuring stick games. Obviously, you want to win this game, and it's a conference game, so it impacts seeding. And you already lost to the Cardinals in conference, so you don't want to continue to drop games in conference. But I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit much for, like, we hype it up as fans. Media hypes it up. I get that. But, like, from the player standpoint, I kind of feel like.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'll let anybody else slam first. I like it, actually. I'm going to tell you why, but I'll like if Dom or Mary want to go, by all means, go for it.
Well, I just want to echo. I agree with Aisha and Jazz as well. I'm completely fine with that, and just getting it off your chest and speaking it, and being truthful about how you feel.
Yeah, and I think it depends on who you talk to too, because MG might feel like that because he didn't even have any yards in that game last.
True.
So his urgency to perform is gonna be higher, I would assume, and now that he's healthy as well, he feels like he needs to contribute more to what the offense is doing as well. Because I went back and looked at the stats, and I said, this man didn't even have a catch. How? Like, it's just crazy to even grasp that. Like, Dalton Schultz was targeted like 10 times, and he only had like 4 catches. It just, the offense knows they got to perform.
It was off.
I don't mind their urgency.
Dom?
No, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, like head to head is a playoff scenario tiebreaker, right? Conference record, playoff scenario tiebreaker. Like, there's a bunch of stuff like that. So it matters. It's important to win this game. But at the same time, I feel like some of the comments, maybe my opinion, was just a little bit too much for a regular season week 5 matchup.
I mean, I want to let the plays. I'll let Dom go first, though.
I mean, I just continue to think about how often the microphone is in their face, cameras in their face. They're having to answer so many questions, and sometimes you may feel that pressure to elaborate a little bit or answer it a different way, or you might be glad to finally get a question that is a little bit different than the norm. So I also consider who's saying it. So the fact that Michael Gallup is saying it, that lessens it a little bit for me. Not to say that he's not an important piece, because we know he's definitely a significant part of the offense and what this team needs to do. And he's been playing pretty good ball the last couple of weeks. But overall, I'm still a bit indifferent about it. There have been comments made, even by Micah, even on his show that he's been doing through Bleacher Report. It's like, do you really want to say that? Do you want to put that out? Do you want to put that kind of vibe out? But it is what it is. These are grown men. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they know what's at stake. They know that they have to get over this hump that is San Francisco, and they just got to go out and what's our word of the season?
I mean, mine was execute.
Everything.
Mine was execute. My one word was execute out the gate.
I heard a phrase, let it hang. I heard execute. All of that.
Everything.
So go do all of that.
Everything.
So this is the time to do it. Go seize it.
Yeah. For me, everybody good? Everybody good now? Everybody got it? Bet. Why wouldn't he say it? Like, man, Mary and Spoonie, he's about to do his thing. From the time we started, Mary, right? From the time we started, one of the things we talked about was pushing the chips all the way in, right?
Yeah.
We talked about out of the gate. The first season we were doing, we're in season 5 now. So we talked about.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you've watched the Cowboys push the chips all the way in. You've watched this front office say, we lost 2 games to this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got to change shit. It's not working.
Yeah.
What did they do? Oh, we don't have a wide receiver. We bullshitted. Sorry, I'll be the guy tonight, I guess, on that front. We bullshitted with James Washington. He got hurt. Oh, we drafted a guy in the 3rd round from South Alabama. He's number 2. Oh, here's T.Y. Hilton out of the backyard working out with his dad. No disrespect to T.Y. Hilton and what he was in this league, but you know what it was, right? You knew what it was. Okay, that's what it is. And then you go through all the dichotomies and things that were going on, and they lost divisional round. Forget the wild card round. And the team said, man, look, AB got hurt, and we was a turnstile at quarterback 2. Kelvin Joseph got 6 quarters, ladies and gentlemen. 6 of them. 4 against the Texas. I was on the sideline right there in the building. 2 against Jacksonville. Get your ass up out of here. It ain't good, and his ass is up out of here now. Okay? Then you traded for Mullins with the little IG and whatever was going on. That didn't work. You ended up with Xavier Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, in the playoffs. That's what happened. Now, some of it is because you had Jordan Lewis get hurt. You need to get Bland back inside. But they looked at it. Here's what's the problem. Organizationally, for the first time in forever, said, how do we lose? Okay, Kellen Moore can't get it done. Offensive scheme can't get it done. We need more weapons. Okay, Brandon Cooks. We need a DB too. That doesn't matter what happened with Diggs. It doesn't matter there. They went and did that. This organization put everybody on point. Like, hey, we got to get over this hump. Man, I'm not trying to run from that. In everything in my life, if there's an obstacle, man, I'm not running from that. I'm not sugarcoating that stuff. Hey, this is the op. This is the hump. This is what I need to do. And if I can't do it, then I got to figure it out. Guess what? Thank God I get to do it in week 5. If I get over it, great. Mentally, great. If I don't get over it in week 5, say less. I'm going to catch you on the back and I'm going to get my lick back. I don't care. So to me, and Gallup saying that, I think for him, he's just echoing what the organization has done since they walked off the field in the divisional round, is what he's saying. It's in the building 2 weeks ago. Lane was talking about week 5. 2 weeks ago, before the Arizona game, he was talking about it. It's been permeating through the building. Mike McCarthy's been talking about it. This isn't new. They've been on this. This has been their trajectory, period. It's about this game. It means more for Dallas than anybody else, than San Francisco. Cool, they can be kosher. We can sneak up on them. Whatever. Man, they've done every single thing to get here. You can be mad about the draft picks and this and that and whatever the hell is going on and everything in between. But in that building, they know the assignment. They understand what do the young people say? We understood the assignment. They know the assignment. And I'm okay for the first time in a long time in Cowboys land. They want to go to the assignment and get it done. They're not running from it. They're not being front runners. They're like, no, they're the op. This is what we need to do. We haven't seen that from them. We just haven't. So to me, personally, Hoodie Knicks, I like the energy.
I mean, it's not like being humble ever got him to the promised land. So I'm just like,
no, I don't mind. I agree with you there. Like, it's not for me like a humility standpoint. To me, I just feel like it's a lot of attention on a non-divisional opponent that you may or may not play in the playoffs. Like we think right now, heading into the postseason, which is a long way out, they're going to be one of the better teams. But a lot can happen. We may not even face them. So I'm like, we might be overhyping this game.
I think
but here's the thing. But mentally though, we grew up. You want your lick back.
No, I get that. I understand that part.
Now watch. Now pause. It's not about the future. What McCarthy, and we're talking about changing the culture, right? Changing the culture. That's a culture change. No. These have got us 2 times. Man, we ain't going for that. It's week 5. We're not going for that. We're not standing for them getting us 2 times. We want our lick back. Because guess what? They know no matter what happens in this game, they might not see them again. I'm right there with you.
but they want their lick back. It's different. I've said it since week one, man. The energy is different in that realm. And I want to be the bully on the block. I want the smoke. I want my coach and them tell them, hey, these dudes have got y'all 2 times and got y'all's seasons up out of here. Man, what y'all gonna do? Man, I'm trying to be. Oh well, yeah, it's been a good game. We're gonna go out there and do our. No, man, it matters. I want it to matter. It should matter because a long time in this organization, games have not mattered. They haven't. Tell me, when have you heard about players about games matter in the way that Gallup talks about them? I'm not shooting at you. Be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not shooting at you.
I invited it. I asked
not shooting. I'm not shooting at you. But the temperament is different. I expect that from Garrett. Well, guys, we're going to execute. We're going to do. No, man, it's different. No, y'all got our ass 2 times. And I know now for sure when I'm hearing these things, the coach staff says, no, that shit matters. Let's go whoop their ass. We've been wanting that forever. I ain't running from that. I'm walking into that. Yes, this matters. It should matter. I don't care it's week 5. It should matter.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think it's
5 either, Don. Go ahead, Don.
I don't think it's to this level. But I gotta switch sports because it just made me think. Like, you think about the Pistons of the late '80s having to overcome that hump with Boston, then the Lakers as well. Then you think of the Bulls having to overcome that whole adversity that they had with the Pistons. Like, you can just go down the track, even flip over to football to see when that team finally, even in the regular season, can overcome that adversity that they've had against a specific team. It matters. It means something. It's a psychological thing.
And
you got to get over that hump.
But Christy brought it up on our show too. Like, they was on some BS too, messing with our kicker at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
It's not just the game. It's a lot of the stuff that happened before the game, after the game. Trent talking mess post game guys got egos, man. Guys have and especially when you from the defensive side, they want to be considered the best in the league, and San Fran is the closest thing to them. Yeah, I like the smoke, low key. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Right.
And Dom,
and they want to walk through it. Here's the great thing about it. Look, go back, Jess. I got you up next. Here's the thing. Wild card round. They came out super gremlin, the whole 9, and we were nervous. Man, the energy's different now. Now, in 2 years from that game, in a year and a half time, now we want the smoke. Yeah, y'all talking that rah-rah, bet. Let's go. And I'm good with that. I want that. I want my team ready for that. I'm not hearing that. Well, oh shucks, guys, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna give it our great. No, I want to come out with a damn boombox and play whatever damn song you want to play and whatever the case may be. You mentioned the energy, and that shit matters in sports. If you play sports, you know it matters. Sorry, Jess. Sorry.
You're good. I'm gonna make 3 points. One, Dom, I'm glad that you brought up the Pistons and the Bulls, because one thing about that matchup and the Bulls actually, finally figuring out how to overcome the Pistons was it wasn't even just an emotional thing or a cultural thing or a mental thing. It actually, Michael Jordan dealing with the Pistons was what inspired him to get in the gym and actually put on muscle and change the way that he played the game. It inspired an actual change in the way that he approached the game of basketball. My phone's about to die. So we don't even know, had it not been for the Pistons, if we would have ever seen the absolute best from Michael Jordan, because that changed him. And I think this matchup between the Cowboys and 49ers has changed some of our players. Even Jalen Tolbert, not saying it was this particular matchup, but just the things that he went through last season. We heard about him changing his mindset, putting on muscle. We heard about Tony Pollard getting bigger. Micah Parsons putting on muscle. People on all levels of this team have done something in the offseason that's been worth talking about. Oh, you did what? You changed what now? Okay. And so I feel like that's another interesting aspect. And then I thought about this whenever Nick's brought up Kellen Moore and his departure, because it's the more that I observe Schottenheimer, the more I feel like his hire wasn't just about, a new OC. I feel like it was a cultural thing too, You know, because it's like, especially whenever we talk about, a handful of plays making the difference, or the fact that, like, they hadn't had any losing seasons. So it's like, if the Cowboys really wanted to justify keeping Kellen Moore, they definitely could have. But when you look at that cultural difference, when you look at that difference in attitude, that is some shit that, if you're like, what I want is Schottenheimer, but what I have is Kellen Moore, from a cultural perspective, from an attitude perspective, that shit is absolutely worth a coaching change, And I think it has made a difference. Just these dudes are walking and talking differently. So yeah, I think what we're seeing in some of these interviews is a big part of that. Oh, and one more thing, a bonus. Because Aisha was talking about
I never see Aisha so happy in my life.
yeah, I'm like, what is going on? But Aisha was talking about some of the things that the dudes had to deal with after that game. And I'm like, did we forget that when the schedules were released, the Chargers made this whole anime style announcement where they showed Dak Prescott getting thrown under the bus that was being driven by the Cowboys content team because of a post that was put out after this loss. So it's like, they've had to deal with bullshit, not only from other players, but also from other fans. And debatably, because, the person who made that post has, spoken their piece about it, but debatably from inside the building, they've had to deal with bullshit. So yeah, it definitely makes sense that they feel like this is a must win and it's personal.
Go ahead, Dom.
Some of y'all ain't never been punched in the mouth. Not y'all in general. Like, I'm a sanctified, saved man.
Same.
And it's still
Yes, Lord.
It's still inside of me about the time where I got my butt whipped by a little bit older of a guy. And in my mind and in my heart, I try to get it out and I try to pray it out. But man, I still want to beat the brakes off that person.
So Dom, that's where I'm going with this though. That's what my frustration is about this is, and maybe I'm wrong on this. Your thoughts right now, if you saw that dude and you had to fight him, you think you could take him?
Oh man, just a year after that fight, I could have taken him.
So that's my problem though. Like, I feel like we're putting them on a pedestal. Like, I understand wanting to get your licks back. Like, you lose fights sometimes, but you don't go into the next fight being like, oh, well, he's better than me, and if I beat him, I can prove it to myself. Like, you're like, no, I'm knocking his ass out. Like, I feel like I'm saying like, the road goes through them. Like, the road goes through them. They're the gold standard of the NFC. They didn't represent the NFC in the Super Bowl last year. They lost in the playoffs. They haven't won the Super Bowl since before we have last time. Like, why are we like we need to win? Sure, cool. It's an NFC game. You want to win either way, but like, I feel like we are hyping them up too much. They're a good team. We're a good team. No. They beat us twice. It's our turn. Like, go win the game. Like, stop with this. Like, we got to go through them, and we know, like, fuck that.
I think that's probably the biggest difference. I don't interpret any of those statements as like hyping them up, but I also didn't hear anybody say that. I didn't hear that they're the gold standard of the NFC thing. Now I'm thinking that
we have to go through them. We have to go through them. The road goes through them to win the Super Bowl. I
figured the road goes through them was just a testament to the fact for the past 2 seasons. Like some matchup against them has determined how the season ended. Yeah. I didn't think that was like putting them on a pedestal. So I definitely don't agree with putting them on a pedestal, but saying like, yeah, the road goes through them, like that's a legit thing to think.
The road might go through them though. We don't know.
Right, but here's the thing. They're what it lets you know is they're not look, and I'm sorry, Philly fans, you happen to be around here. We're not studying y'all. It's not a problem with y'all. It's fine. We know what that's going to do to y'all. It's not an issue. But here's the thing. It's like, no, you ended our season 2 years in a row. We want to come. We want the smoke. We want to handle that. And I'm okay. Look, I want to take dogs and pull him in a direction. I think that matters culturally in a team. I just do. Look, these dudes, man, go do that. Like, man, these dudes took your chain. What you gonna do about that?
Also,
and I'm okay with that. Go ahead, Aisha.
Oh, I'm just saying. Also, too, guys. I think Dom hit it on the head too. Guys are gonna sometimes say the right things when they're on camera. Like, don't think they don't think. Don't think that they don't think that they can whoop these motherfuckers' ass. Like, I don't. But I get what you're saying, Matt. Like, I feel you. Like, you're like, I get the don't put them on a pedestal thing. But I think also, too, you will catch guys, especially since they're getting asked all these questions, there's cameras in their face, they will say the right thing in the moment if it's the right thing to be said, and definitely be like,
let me say it a different way. Let me
I
say it a
think from
different
a
way. Let me say it a
standpoint, though, that
different way.
matters.
Let me say it a different way. I think for a very long time in Cowboys Nation that what we always say is everybody thinks we're a rival in this and we don't take it seriously enough, right? Is that fair? Like everybody gives us their best shot because we're the Cowboys, right? Everybody gives us their best shot because we're the Cowboys, and we don't view them the same way. Is that fair to say? Have we not had those conversations and felt that way in those realms?
yes.
And now they're like, no. We're going to give that energy back. And I think something long term for the Cowboys has been missing in this building is you're not giving the energy. You're always the country club, whatever, we're gonna beat you because we are who we are, whatever the case may be. No, we get in the dirt too. We get in the mud as well. We got Dom down there with the cap on. I'm in the hoodie. No, shit ain't sweet. No, y'all
with
can't
the
just
Bobcat
keep
already.
shooting at us.
This is
Y'all
a Cowboys hat. It's just
y'all can't keep just shooting at us, and we're not gonna shoot back. We've been too long in the country club standpoint. It's football. It's physical. It matters. And at the end of the day, these guys keep all these teams like it's the Star. We're on national media. We have people from other teams in the space talking about, I'm just tired of hearing about y'all, the whole nine. And we don't keep the same energy. We don't, because those teams and all those other players that you're worried about, what Michael Gallup said, all those dudes are keeping the energy when we play them. We got to match energy. And that's how we get caught. That's what's been happening for years over in, because we don't match the energy because of what's going on here. And now, finally, say less. Dadgummit, week 5, I don't give a shit. You're going to get this energy.
Exactly.
I like it.
The whole world is going to be watching. And this is probably going to be the most viewed game of the season outside of the playoff games. This is
I ain't still Spoonie's Thunder. I'm done. I'm going to mute for the rest
No.
of the time.
No. That's a good point. The whole world is
bang your chest, man.
Like the whole world. The whole NFL. Ain't nobody playing at that time. So you got other teams watching too.
So we've been going for 2.5 hours already. We got to wrap this up pretty soon. We still got more to cover, and we just had our guy Rohit and Ben join. So I want to make sure we give them some opportunity to share your thoughts. So.
I came in late. Sorry, I was working. That was a heck of a show. I was tuned in. Shouts out to you guys.
I'm waiting for my wife to inbox me like, "Are you getting in a fight?" Every time I get animated, she thinks I'm in a fight. I'm like, I never fight though anymore. I'm 45. I haven't fought since I was like 30 or whatever. But now I'm animated, and I'm gonna hear like, "Are you in a fight? What's going on?" Like, no, I'm good.
Lies.
It's that week, man.
Who said lies? Wait, who said lies?
That was Spoonie.
Spoonie.
We can't see him yet. Hold on. We can't see Spoonie yet.
Plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Excuse me.
Spoonie went dark. He went dark, so we know something's coming. I don't know if it's a prop. I don't know if it's who knows, strobe lights. Spoonie's got something in play. But Ben and Rohit are here. I want to give you guys the floor. I know you guys joined late. We appreciate you rocking with us. General thoughts on the game, anything you want to touch on that we talked about or anything we haven't talked about you guys want to cover. I'll let Rohit go first because you were here, and then we'll go to Ben after that.
So I want to say, and I'm pretty sure you guys have talked about this, first of all, if you listen to the media or even the 49er fans talking on, or even fans of other teams talking on social media, they make you think that it's the peak 1980s 49ers that are going to just mollywop our asses, when these two teams on paper are really not that far apart from each other. There's really not that much of a gap. And now to Professor O's point, I get what you're saying, Professor O, but you got to look at it this way. I like that not only Jerry Jones, but this current roster and even the coaching staff is acknowledging that the magnitude of this game. And let's look at let's look at it from this perspective. This is not some it's not like we're playing like the Lions or the Bears, teams that we don't really have rivalries with in this conference. This is Cowboys 49ers. Outside of the NFC East, there's only 2 rivalries that matter for the Cowboys in conference supremacy. Cowboys Packers and Cowboys 49ers. Right now, for the last 3 years, it's when I'm counting this year and going back 2 years, it's Cowboys 49ers, because that's the rivalry that's relevant both for playoff and regular season importance. And so I'm okay with way some of the with any way that the players are acknowledging it, because like Nick said, for once this team is actually acknowledging a rivalry with another team out that's that's got over that's like, you know what, keeping them down a little bit. For the longest time, going back to the Garrett era, even if in our division we would like play down the rivalries, whether it's Washington, New York, or Philly, and then watch them and their fans beat us, watch the team beat us, and their fans like talk all this shit, their players talk all this shit, and it's like, it's just another game, blah 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 blah. But no, this is what this team needs. This team needs to face their challenge, right? Look at it like 6 inches away from them, and like I'm channeling Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday, but you know what I mean. Like,
the inches we need are everywhere.
The inches are everywhere around us, and yes, so that's the mentality they have to go into this game with, and I'm all for it.
Let's go.
Appreciate that, Rohit. Ben, what's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. Guys, listen. This is. Can y'all hear me? Okay, my mic, everything good?
We can,
bro. No, we can't hear you. I'm sorry, Ben. Can you drop and come back up real quick?
Oh yeah. Funny. I don't have a Google Pixel like Mr.
Oh yeah,
Fair.
the Fair. Fair kind of straight slug. No.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Ben.
No, listen. This is a hard-nosed football game, gentlemen, ladies. All right, it's time to strap it up and go to war. It's that simple. We've talked X's and O's. I'd love to lay it all out on the line for you guys, but y'all did a good job covering that. Let's go get it this week. And let's put this demon to bed. And without further ado, let's bring in the man himself.
We can't go to him yet. We got one thing we got to do real quick.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm ready, man. Full disclosure, I have never seen a Spoonie sermon, ever.
Oh,
good.
That's pretty much the only reason I'm still here.
I think Spoonie's giving us 10 words all night and attack somebody the wrong way. So I can't wait.
So before we do it, we have to do our score predictions because there's no topping the Spoonie sermons. We got to do that first. So we'll go with our guest. We're going to start with the ladies. Aisha joined for second. So we'll go with Jazz. Jazz, BLS Sports, let them know where they can find you. And what do you think the score prediction is for this game?
Let's go, Jazz.
You can find me at bitcheslovesports.com. That's the easiest way to find like my Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. Bruh, predictions. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Right. I'm gonna say Cowboys win 35-32.
Okay, a high score. Okay. 35.
Aisha.
I'm gonna go with the dub for the Cowboys. I say this team, their defense hasn't given up more than 24 points. So I say 28-23 Cowboys.
I like the 3. Like you rolled that 3. It's like 23. I like how you rolled that 3, Aisha. I like it.
Some fluky happens or something.
Yeah, I got you. I'm with that. I like that. 19-12. 28-20. Yeah. It tracks.
So that's my
Rohit. Score prediction.
27-17 Cowboys, and they get 2 red zone touchdowns in 3 trips, and Dak throws for 3 touchdowns in this game.
I feel that.
Okay. I like it.
Your talk, bro.
Ben, score prediction.
Hey, we talking okay. Look, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Because
do it, Ben.
Spaces all week I've been saying, hey,
let's go.
27.
Hold on, real quick. Ben's been on the behind enemy lines over there. Okay,
let's keep it a buck. I was 27-20 on Sunday.
You are.
I have been toe to toe with 50+ Niners fans.
You have
in the spaces all week long.
I'm
telling you right now, no, we're going 34-13 Dallas
Say
Cowboys.
It with your chest.
34-13 Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott for 303, 0 interceptions. It's that simple.
Love it.
The Bobcats back.
For 2 of them.
The cat
Bobcats back. Yeah, the cat did like. Yeah. The Bobcat likes it for sure.
Is that a house cat or a mountain cougar? Brother L, get out of here.
Apprentice.
He's only 7 months old. Actually, you're going to have a problem in like 7 more months, by the way. You understand that? Like, he's going to eat you out of house and home.
I don't give him any like raw food, but
yeah.
No, there's no way. You feed that thing like roadkill or something. Like there's
Ramon said roadkill.
He's trying
to said roadkill.
What happened?
Oh, said roadkill. He said you feed it roadkill.
Have you seen? You remember on the Tiger King how he had that food truck from Walmart of like expired meat? That's what you're feeding that cat. Like I don't
that's
know.
why I cracked. I knew exactly where you were at. That's why it got me. I was like, oh my god, he went to the Tiger King.
Dom, score prediction, sorry.
Man, it's going to be a tough game. San Fran is still on a high. They're only one of two teams undefeated right now. Mm-hmm. Thinking about they're right now 5-0. They've 4-0. They've scored 30 points or more. They're going for a record being the first team to be 5-0 by scoring 30 all in a row. I think this is the week where we stop them. And I think our defense is going to surprise them so much. I got the score 27-13 Cowboys.
Ooh,
all right.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Y'all
Knicks.
Yes, sir.
Knicks, score prediction.
31-17 Dallas. Book it.
Ooh. Yes, sir.
All right.
Aisha's reactions are hilarious.
No, because
31-17.
Don't get me wrong. Somebody said that earlier when we was talking, and I really feel like it's either it's gonna be close,
right?
They just gonna punch.
Here's the thing. I think it is close. Here's the thing, and I talked about it with my guy Lando last night. And 31-17. I think it'll be 24-17 into the fourth quarter, and I think the Cowboys stretch it out, get a touchdown, right? Get it 31-17, and then magically they'll drive and Brock Purdy turns the ball over.
There you go.
They haven't played behind really at all.
That part. Right. 31-17 Cowboys.
So I'm looking at their defense and I'm looking at our offense, right?
That match.
Offenses have scored similar points. Defenses have scored similar points. We haven't been able to score in the red zone. They're one of the worst teams in terms of red zone scoring defense. They're 23rd. We're on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of red zone scoring. Something has to break there, right? Like something you think, unstoppable force, whatever, movable objects. Something's got to break there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at this game and those comments are getting to me. I'm picking the Niners. I hate to say it, but I'm just going with what I feel. I'm going to say 21-17 Niners win.
Wow.
Prove me wrong, Cowboys. Prove me wrong.
And Professor O is now gone. Sorry.
He dipped.
No. I removed him. I literally just removed him. Like I don't want the too much negative energy. I don't like what Gallup's saying and all this at the third, and then I'm picking the Niners and whatever the hell's going on. Did he not recognize I have the hoodie on for the first time this year?
Straight up went,
and then he was on the back end of Gallup and the back of this and that and the third. And he's picking the damn Niners. Oh,
hey Nick, I'm changing your nickname to Thanos with that snap.
Nah, I'm just joking, man. Oh,
censorship,
bro.
Censorship.
If you think the offense is gonna put up 17 points, that's it.
Hold on. Oh, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
Better than last year? You think the Cowboys offense is 5 points better than last year, Matt?
Prove it to me. Cowboys, go prove it to me.
Hey, yo, that's fair, but I didn't expect.
Wow.
Now you sound like Michael Gallup all of a sudden there. Oh, that you didn't like earlier.
I'm just saying. Prove it to me.
I see.
We put him on a pedestal. Prove it to me.
Maybe it's
you keep saying pedestal. I don't think it's a pedestal. It's what.
That's my interpretation.
We'll be here all night.
Prove it to me.
No, time out. Yeah, we'll be here all night. Squad Nation, aka my guy Eddie O. Salute to you first and foremost. Unfortunately, I did not keep a wing around for the Colorado covering against USC, but I salute to you for. I could run. Actually, if y'all want me to, I could run and get a chicken wing real quick and eat in front of him, but neither here nor there. That's not the one that he bought me. But salute to you, betting me.
Week old by now, Nick.
No. I got some wings today. I got some wings from Frenchies. Y'all don't know about that. If you're not in Texas, you don't know about Frenchies. Neither here nor there.
I'm all about feeding the people. So you know what? If I fed the people, if it didn't last you till today, I'm sorry. I didn't feed you enough. But with that being said, I think the Cowboys are going to win 31-18.
What's the score again?
31-18.
31-18. I like Aisha. I like Aisha and Edio with the 20, the 23, the 18. I like that again. 19-12 last year. Yeah, no, I like it.
31 plus 18 equals
49.
Aisha. I
like it.
He put the 49 in the mix. I see what he did.
So we can dump all over him when we get that.
Wrench Game just said Professor O now stands for Professor Op.
Professor
my God.
I'm cool with it.
Oh no! Don't talk about
my God.
that.
Bring it. Let's go.
I got a nickname.
Embrace the hate season.
I got a nickname for the Bobcat. We'll call it Leonard Williams because his nickname's the Big Cat.
Y'all just gonna rename my child?
Yeah, that's kind of what I.
After a Giants player too.
You don't have the nickname like it was from the forest.
That's the savage move there, bro. It's a savage move there. Oh, Brother L said Professor Optimus Crime. Hey man, look, pause. There will be no Optimus Prime slander on my timeline. Look, let me a little secret here. Oh, not a secret, just what I collect. Look, Transformers I grew up with. First and foremost, Hot Rod, aka Rodimus Prime, is trash. Flushing, I hate him. No iteration will ever enter into my domain. The only thing I collect from Transformers is nothing but Optimus Primes. And I actually, for those that don't know, I guess I should say, I actually have the Autobot symbol with Kryptonian actual language around it. Neither here nor there. Yeah, neither here nor there. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we went through up and down the whole nine. I have no clue man, look.
I'm ready for it.
Look, Spoonie, for those that were here Wednesday, Spoonie gave us military hours Wednesday. Me, Dom, and Mary, what time it was dropping. And then earlier tonight, Spoonie was giving us quotes, philosophical, the whole nine. I have no clue. And he's not 20 words or less from him tonight, for sure. I have no clue.
It was less.
I think it was less. Okay, I mean, should we just it sounds me being tag teaming here. Should we go? I guess we'll go solo screen for him and just tell him to go.
100%. Just solo.
Okay.
Just solo.
All right.
Spoonie, whenever you're ready, man. The floor is yours.
All right. Hold on. Wait. All right. Hold on. Let me make sure. Actually, I want to kill the music. Hold on. Don't go yet. I want to kill. Look. Let me kill everything. Spoonie, the sermon. Hold on. Let me get to the banner. The banner's not there yet. Oh shit.
Oh.
Go ahead, sir. It's all you.
Here we go again. Before week 1, I gave y'all my first sermon of the year. And I told everybody I got a message and some signs. I talked about it. I preached about it. I said what would happen. I said what's going to happen when we meet the 49ers. You see, sometimes to be the enemy, you got to copy the enemy. You got to be like the enemy. That's 100%. See, right now, we're not going to battle or match up. We're going to fucking war on Sunday night. You understand? Hashtag understand this. We are going to fucking war in Santa Clara and the fucking Bay Sunday night football. Now, 49er fans, no disrespect to y'all. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all right now. You see, yes, you have beat us twice. The first meeting, you bullied us. The second meeting, you outplayed us. Third time's the fucking charm. You see, we're not coming to earn y'all respect. We're coming to take y'all respect. We're coming to take the fucking house. We're going to treat your stadium like a village and burn that motherfucker down. You see, the media don't like us. The fans don't like us. We don't like y'all motherfuckers either. We are America's fucking team. Understand that.
We give y'all the ratings. We are the fucking ratings. No NFL goes nowhere without the star. Hell, their logo got the stars. You see, no matter what we do on Sunday, we come out with that W, we're not going to get no respect. It will be nothing but excuses, moving the fucking goalpost from left to right. But check this out. When the Cowboys do win, we're going to take that pole and shove it up all y'all motherfucking asses. We don't want y'all respect. We don't care about it. Because after the 49ers, we go to the Chargers. We go to every motherfucker that comes to our way because we go to the mountaintop. And the 49ers, if you're on the mountaintop, guess what? You've been there long enough because we're going to climb that son of a bitch and knock your motherfucker's ass to the ground. And you're going to stay there to the ground. There will be no second meeting because we're going to put the fear in your fucking hearts. We're going to give y'all questions inside that office. You're going to question every motherfucking thing because we're going to get there and embarrass every motherfucker on that field. I don't care if you're Bosa, if you're Trent Williams. I don't care who the fuck you are. Your time has passed. Because we got to make that shit happen. 110%. Mark my motherfucking words. We will be the victors. It will happen. And come Monday, when those fucking media idiots want to get out there and move the goalposts, but guess what? You'll be sounding most stupid and dumb as you always have been. We knocking you off the mountain. This is the Dallas Cowboys time. Hashtag understand this. Sermons out.
Yeah, I mean, a round of applause. I lighted up in the chat here. Hoodie Nix is gone. I'm back. Hey, I'm back. Look, I never left. Look, it's just your guy Nix now. No Hoodie Nix, just your guy Nix. I mean,
that messed
war
up.
ready, war ready over there.
I was over here like this, y'all. I'm like missing my days, man.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Let's get that deck. Here we go going. You know, I mean, all right, Spoon. I did not know you was going to break out the war. I mean, sir, by all means.
Dom, what you got to say? What is Dom doing?
Yeah, Dom, get unmute, Dom. Get unmute, Dom. Get unmute. Dom, you got to unmute, though. But you got to unmute. No, okay. He's just going to. Never mind. Speak in tongues. We can't hear it. We'll never know. Dom's like, I can't. Like, there's no way for Dom to unmute. Apparently,
there ain't nothing to say.
Okay,
that's fair.
I can't say.
Well, I do have something to say, ladies and gentlemen. Simply put, we are here at Pick Six Sports. We are teaming up, right, ladies and gentlemen, to get with Total Sports Dallas on Twitter, #X, whatever the hell they call it now. It is what it is. Make sure you slide over there. Okay, make sure you slide over there. Check out my post, if you will, and follow me, repost it. Follow at TSC_Dallas, which stands for Total Sports Dallas, right? And that's going to get you into the drawing. We're giving away a signed Trevon Diggs jersey. And of course, on the back end of that, you make sure you sub to the YouTube channel here. And that's going to get you an extra entry into that drawing. So you can double up your chances, obviously. And then there might be another drawing here soon. So make sure you go over there, follow that, your guy Nick's on the underscores, as you see on my screen, and check it out. I got it pinned. Make sure you go through there, get the extra. And of course, every single person that is here, you hit the faces, you hit the follows. Every single person, their ads are up here. Go follow the Pick Six crew, what we're doing. More giveaways coming, different things we're doing. Trevon Diggs Monday on Victory. I mean, think about this for a second, Aisha. Not only will we have Victory, I mean, after Spoonie talks, I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Victory Monday, and we're going to hand out signed Trevon Diggs jersey as well, too. So get over there and do what you got. Yeah, TC, I see you got 2 entries. Yeah, you're on that side. This side, you get 2 entries, brother.
No ifs or buts about it. I see on the back end. But make sure you follow the whole Pick Six crew and friends, fam and friends. Ben, Edio, aka Edio. I don't like your Squad Nation 619. I know it's 619. I don't like it. Change it. Change your face. Look, do somebody. You just have a punchable face. Just change it, if you will. Double I. You know what it is. Dom, as always, Roy, what's going on, man? Spoonie, brother, you just continuously I mean, my goodness, man.
What Uncle Spoon's score prediction?
Oh, yes, yeah. Give us your score, Spoon.
Because you've been on point.
17, Cowboys.
What? What score?
40-17.
40 burger. 40 burger.
Like that. You gave him more points than I did, but I like that.
I like that energy.
40 burger. With that being said, I'm gonna spin the block here before we get up out of here. Edio, last word for you, sir.
Space.
Sure. Oh no. Look, hold on. Wait.
There you go.
So we doing it?
Unlike fair, I'm ready for the smoke now. We're in the weekend now. I don't care.
Sir.
Yeah, Teflon Don. I don't care no more. Ben, last word for you, good sir.
Y'all thought this was last year? No, this isn't last year. Let's get it.
That energy.
Yeah, let's get
Double I, first and foremost. The best shirt tonight on camera, by the way.
Oh,
let me say that. Yeah. And then, of course, your 7-month-old Bobcat apparently has sold the show. Neither here nor there. Look, and stop calling it your grandchild, just your child. You got to wait a little bit longer to it.
I helped birth him. He's my grandchild.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, Double I, last word for you, ma'am.
Listen, amen, say man. I'm ready to just get it. I'm just ready to get it done. They've done everything. Just go do it and shut these guys up.
Yeah. Hey, look, we talk about this a lot. Dom, Eddie, we've done this before. At a certain point in the draft process, it's the pencils down moment. Pencils down. It is what it is. Time to turn it up and get it in. Dom, last word. Dom, Black Force, the Black Air Force One energy, Dom. I love the energy, Dom. Your last word for the night, brother.
Hey, I'm too country for Black Air Force One. It's
more bullshit.
Like
bullshit. Y'all know me. That takes a bullshit. The little kid. Bullshit. No, you had that energy.
Barefoot Dom. Number one advice: don't eat bangers and mash before you start alive. Because you might be struggling with what Spoonie said. You gotta leave your crap in the toilet. So that's number one. Don't do that.
Hold on.
I mean, that's a bird's eye view of what happens on the back channels that we don't bring out. But Dom, say less. Roy, last word for you, sir.
So I'm actually bringing the Black Air Force energy, and we're gonna go into Levi's Stadium on Sunday, and the Cowboys are gonna take them to the woodshed.
Okay.
Ooh,
yeah, Santa Clara in them. Santa Clara in them.
I
think
Spoon, I'm gonna. Can I ask you? Are you done? I mean, I don't know. Like you're in a particular spot right now. Spoon, can I a last word for tonight, or should I just go to O?
We're gonna dominate and we're gonna celebrate, y'all.
All right. Okay. I didn't want to catch no smoke there. Professor O, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah. So I was told that I need to retire this hat. I can't wear it anymore. Can't wear Cowboys merch. Can't wear Cowboys merch on the channel.
Because he picked
Because I picked the Niners. Professor Ops. I changed my name. I even changed my Twitter.
Look. You gotta understand. You gotta work with the energy for him, though. You gotta work the energy.
I'm cooking. I'm pulling a Mary. Mary does this a lot. Mary takes the other. Nobody ever gets on Mary, by the way. But I do.
I'm with you. I knew what you were doing.
That's a reverse psychology. I'm cooking. I'll fall on the sword this week. Niners win.
They throw.
Oh, look at they're all boo, tomato. Oh my goodness!
I'll be the hero next week, though. You'll appreciate this effort that I'm putting in right now. Next week.
That part. Once again, man. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, man, we're still rocking over here, damn near 60. We're literally less than 2 minutes away. Once I end my soliloquy of 3 hours. Salute to Gina V in the building. What we did tonight, little technical difficulties, but y'all stuck with us. We got to the other side. Hopefully, y'all were entertained on this Friday.
Now be clear. I almost did Hoodie Knicks after the Arizona game. I paused and I brought it out this week, and I thought dadgummit, Spoon. Look, Spoon is the damn Bobcat. What a time! What a time to be Hoodie Knicks, Stocking Dom, dadgum. What would they call him? Spoonbow, not Rambo, but Spoonbow in a dadgum Bobcat. What a time to be alive here, y'all. What a time to be alive here in what we did tonight. And of course, as always, PSF app, Sunday night, me and Lando live reacting. Make sure you go over there, download the app. Man, I got a whole big ass bottle of Gentleman Jack. I might be stupid. I might just be Hoodie Knicks during the whole damn game. I don't know what's going to happen. So make sure you're over that way too. Y'all be safe. Yes, Eddie O. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go piss and I'm gonna run a space. I don't care. We are literally on Black Air Force Energy starting right now through the game on Sunday. Period.
Nice to have you aboard.
Peace. Man, I gotta pick and choose my spots, damn it, man.